y'all got to do is come together and use your spiritual power to get what y'all need from black men. Now y'all look around Detroit, y'all say we ain't got no schools, we ain't got no industries, we ain't got no factories. You know how you can get them? Let all y'all come together as a sisterhood and say, guess what? Cookie shop shut until I see 2 schools. Do you know how fast them damn schools are? You got to use your cookie power. I'm serious about that. If you say no cookie till the school is built, we won't eat, sleep, drink, or nothing. Brother Umar, you gonna take it out? Hell no. I'm serious. You got to use your cookie power. You keep giving out rewards before the work is done. You know your daughter? So when she go up there, you know she a little hot? All she gonna do is pop cookies? Don't sit up! Y'all sending lazy kids to college. I don't understand y'all. Men into your womb, and you don't give yourself time to fast all that toxicity out, it will drive your ass crazy. And that's why a lot of black women are miserable and nasty as hell, because you fail to realize that in order to give yourself some balance, you got to shut down the damn oven and stop baking cookies every once in a while.
Women without strong emotional bonds with their father are more likely to mistake lust for love, especially when the sex is good. He hit that spot, booyah, I love you. No, you don't. You in lust, but you don't know what love is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? That lightning strike, boom! I love you, boo. Women, you got to go on a sexual fast and shut the wound down. Shut it down. Some of them too loose anyway. Shut it down. Let's talk about broken verbal and nonverbal. A nonverbal contract is when we dated, you always cook for me. So when we got married, you stopped. When we dated, I was able to get at least 1 cookie a week. Now that you married, I only get 1 cookie a year. You just broke an unverbal contract. I know y'all said even I couldn't do that. Y'all fresh. So when I go, a woman say, Brother Umar, I want to leave, I'm going to say, is he a good provider? Does he take care of the children? Does he love that woman? And if he loved that woman, it's time to pack. Nah, that was just a piece of ass. You sure you want to get that up? Well, I want to find somebody who don't cheat at all. Good luck, boo. And that's why it's good for us not to have sex before we get married. Because if you never know what it is, you don't crave it. And so if you've only had 1 woman or 1 man, you can be totally content because you don't know that there's others who are worse or better. But once you've sampled cooking, and you've been in all kind of cookie shops, okay, you tend to know whether you want the hard cookies or the soft, chewy cookies. Umar, you fresh. I'm just playing. Now we down to 7. 2 of them are crazy as hell. And I can't risk dating her because she will embarrass me in public. She will be on my car butt-ass naked in the morning trying to get my attention because she think I done cheated. Are you with me? She'll be at my lectures throwing water on my computer and everything. She too crazy. That's right. And when I had my for brothers only, because you know I'm going to do this for the men, I'm going to say, brothers, I'm going to tell y'all something. Some of y'all be dealing with crazy-ass women because the cookies is good. You got to stop doing that because I don't care how good the cookies are. When they bust them car windows out, be all up on your Facebook writing obscenities, you're going to wish you never had none of that oatmeal raisin. You're going to wish you ain't had none of that dark chocolate, that buttered pecan, that almond, that vanilla, that, okay? So that's how that go, ladies. I didn't say don't address it, but be firm and make sure you ain't selling no wolf ticket. Because if I'm in love with you, I know you. I know you ain't going no damn where. This lightning rod, you ain't leaving me. That's why, and we know, 45 minutes. Kids go to sleep, cookies, and everything wake up the next day. Don't open your mouth unless you mean it. Are you with me? Yeah. All right, let's roll.
All right, Cookie Crush Chat. January 6, 2010, Umar said the school is going to open September 11, 2013. Man. Cookie Crush Chat's undefeated. Let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG, it's coming, it's coming. 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 Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. Well, that looks like right on time for Halloween. All right. Shout out to the Cookware Chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. We're gonna go for an hour and 40 minutes, okay? Because I got to get done earlier today. Normally I don't do 4 days in a row, but this week that's how it turned out. And we probably won't get through everything I want to get through during this live stream, but we'll come back on probably Monday, unless Umar goes live this weekend. Probably on Monday to finish up with. I'm just gonna call it a series, just dealing with Umar as someone who's a hypocrite. Because he continues and he has a long history of disrespecting women. He's predatory towards Black women. Also, in those clips that I showed where Umar, that's was part of his For Women's Only, I guess, lecture. And what he was doing throughout that video was just grooming the women who were in attendance. That's all that was, just grooming them over time. He's predatory. I've done my best to share my perspective on Umar, to offer criticism of Umar in hopes of keeping women safe, but also he has no business being around children. So I hope that this work that I've done on Umar will help parents to make better choices when it comes to Umar, whether it is talking with Umar, supporting Umar, or even if you ever felt as if somehow your child was going to be in his presence and he's going to be opening up a school and they'll be attending. He has no business being around children. He's a deviant. I'm gonna say he's a sexual deviant. That's what he is. So what I like to do, I want to continue with where we left off yesterday. I'm giving examples of Umar's rage, him raging against Black women, his disrespect of Black women. And there's so many examples. I'm just using like maybe 5 different videos, but literally I have hundreds of them. Hundreds of examples that I can give, actually thousands of examples based upon the notes that I've taken for the documentary. I want to say thank you to everyone inside the Cookware Chat. Thanks to the Mods too for handling their business. I want to thank everyone who's been supportive of my YouTube page. I do not take it for granted, and I am so appreciative, and I really enjoy our time together. Today I was like, man, I'm tired. I need to just. I said, no, the show must go on, and here we are. Okay, there is a poll question. The poll question is: does Umar Johnson respect Black women? Okay, so far we have 426 votes. 93% said no, 7% said yes. So make sure during this live stream, get your vote in. We already have 573 people here in the building. And if at any point you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit that like button. Our goal is always to get to 500. Okay, right now it looks like we're at 62. We got 600 people now. 600 people inside of during this in this live right now. Okay, I want to get right on into this because we have a lot to cover, and I want to go back to the video that we did yesterday where Umar was going in on Zora. That's what I call her. Her name is Anaya. She's a Haitian sister, and there was this whole thing. She went on Tasha K and exposed Umar. There's this whole backstory. We don't have to get into that because we've covered it in the past. Covered some of it yesterday. And Umar went on this tirade. We won't watch the whole tirade because we covered most of it yesterday, but there is a segment that we did not get to, and I want to start with that, and then we'll get to the Super Soaker rant right after that. Okay, that's what's on the agenda, and if we have time, we'll get to these other 2 videos, and that'll get us reset for next week, where I have the videos that Umar did where he was going in on his baby mamas, and he was sitting in his mama closet. He had the belt, I don't know, the WWF belt on. And then I want to go to and look at the video that he did on Lenon. Remember, he was talking reckless about Lenon. And these videos that I've covered yesterday, today, and if need be next week, that should be more than enough for anyone to recognize that Umar has no respect for black women, none whatsoever. I don't even think he likes women. And what I mean by that is that he's a misogynist. He has no love for you black women. He doesn't. I don't think he cares for women at all. I think he sees you guys as objects to be dominated. That's why he reduces you down to your body parts. He's always talking about cookies, very lustful. He doesn't see any intrinsic value in women whatsoever. And that's Umar. Okay. All right. So let's get right on into it. This video is from 2022, June 21st of 2022. And we're just going to skip through this part that we didn't get to yesterday. Here we go.
But why to bend over an overweight, flat-butted, married, pregnant woman with the type of women in New York who have interest in me? Have you seen my Harlem queens? Have you seen my Brooklyn queens? Have you seen my queens from Queens? Have you seen my Bronx queens? Have you seen my Long Island queens? Have you seen my Staten? Brothers and sisters, I would like to talk to her husband. I would like to talk to her husband because I want to know what she was doing wiping sweat off my face in my gym on my Facebook, Instagram live with a whole husband that I didn't even know about. I didn't touch your wife. I didn't kiss your wife. I didn't sex your wife, brother. So I did not violate you because she's not my type. I don't like them flat. I like them round. She's not my type. Her ass is in the front, not in the back. I didn't disrespect you, my brother. But I would like to know why I didn't hear from you. Because if I see my wife wiping sweat, flirting with a man in his gym, I got to call the brother and say, "What's up, my brother? That's my queen." I never heard from her husband, so I don't know. And I'm assuming she's pregnant by the husband. And I'm assuming he knows she went on Tasha K with his 7-month-old baby in her stomach.
7 months.
I'm assuming he knows she went on Tasha K with her 7-month-old child, 7-month baby.
What's up,
Why
Ed?
is your wife doing interviews about Dr. Umar on Tasha K? Why is your wife doing... She ain't gonna pin the baby on me because God is my witness and my ancestors is my witness. She never touched the Shango stick. She never kissed the Shango stick. She never licked the Shango stick. And she never rode the Shango stick. Do you understand me, my sister? I'm gonna say it one more time. She never kissed the Shango stick. She never licked the Shango stick. She never sniffed the Shango stick. And she damn sure didn't ride the Shango stick. There's no way that beautiful African child is mine. Okay, I know I am the Black Christ, but I cannot conceive with a woman without touch.
You see that right there? We've been talking about this. He said, "I know I'm the Black Christ."
I understand I am the Messiah of this day and time, but there's no...
He says he's the Messiah of this day and time.
way I can conceive a child unless I go into you.
Oh my God, this guy. Umar, he's so pornographic. There's no way that I could conceive a child unless I'm up inside of your guts. Umar, come on, man. It's not that you ain't got to do all that. It's just not necessary. Umar, boy, he wild. That's your principle, okay? He's gonna be educating your children. DL says, shout out to my unapologetic and unglazed shine. Who is this? Shout out to my unapologetic and unglazed Shango sticks out in the wild. Please clean those toilets. Boy, that's crazy. That is crazy. Thank you, D, for the super chat. My goodness gracious. Why you say out in the wild? Wow. All right. Okay. Thanks, D. How's it going, TD Better says the Shango stick is no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Y'all cutting up already. How's it going, TD Better? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you've been all right. Also, Nimi sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for super chatting a super sticker. Let's get back on task. We already got blowed off. That's wild. Out there in the wild. Okay, let's go.
Okay, none of my milk got spilt ever with this woman. We was never alone. No milk got spilt, nothing.
Milk.
She ain't kiss it, she ain't sniff it, she ain't lick it, and she damn sure didn't rob the Shango stick. Okay? So the baby's not mine. But if she tries this, I don't think she would do that. I do not think she would dishonor her husband like that. I don't think she would dishonor. I am open to the blood test, though. I am open to the blood test.
What?
Cardi B, you want to do the blood test? Since you're so thirsty for mentioning my name, you want me on your show? I tell you what, Cardi B.
What you talking about, Cardi B? This guy.
If she claims, and I don't know if she has because I didn't watch the whole interview, if she claims that I'm the father,
what in the world?
I will take the blood test on Cardi B. I will come to Cardi B and we could do Jerry Springer.
What are you talking about? I think he means to say Tasha K. That's what he means. This guy is goofy. It's Tasha K, not Cardi B, Umar. He just be throwing anybody in there. I'm going to go on Daxter's show. Okay. Tanqueray Jen. Oh, Tanqueray Jen. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Tanqueray Jen for Jermaine, a.k.a. Umar. Yeah. No gin today? Thanks, Daxter. Umar, he wild. Let's go.
I will come to Cardi B so we can do Jerry Springer,
Eddie.
But I don't think she's making that accusation, so we want to maintain respect for that beautiful African ancestor that's coming back in that womb. And her husband, much respect. But if I was you, my brother, I would have to take my baby and run. No disrespect. If I
Cardi K,
was
okay.
you, I would have to take my baby and run. And I'm going to tell you why. My wife, pregnant with my child, ain't going to be wiping the sweat off Dr. Umar's face on Facebook and Instagram.
Y'all crazy.
My wife, pregnant with my child, is not going to, 7 months pregnant with my child.
Yeah, I remember
7 months
Jordan.
pregnant is not going to be sitting on Tasha K talking about Umar Johnson, who never been with her. No way in hell. So, my brother, take your baby and run as far as you can. Because when Tasha K dropped that interview, I'm going in, bro. She left me no choice. I am going in. Yeah, I mean Tasha, not Cardi. Cardi B is my sister. I need Cardi B's entertainment lawyer to deal with stuff like this. I need Cardi B's entertainment lawyer's number to deal with stuff like this. So, brothers and sisters, there it is. King Kong consciousness.
Okay, let's go to the next one. I just want to get that part in here. This is from, let's see, October 3rd of 2023. This is the infamous Super Soaker rant. Here we go.
He's not committed. Black man, if your woman is not consistent, she not committed.
See, I've been here for every live stream just a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't seen you, but I'm not in the chat. I try to stay out of the chat room because I get blowed off when I get inside the chat room. So I try to stay out there. So you may have been in there a little bit. I just hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you for super chat and good to see you, TD Vera. Appreciate it. Also, Miranda says, "Hey, Lenon and Cooker said, I'm scared to see that." Oh no. Whoa, y'all! Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, Miranda. The CJ says his exploitation of black women helps further the unfortunate myth that most black women have terrible taste in men. Yeah, I think that is it's like a stereotype. It's a stereotype. It's unfortunate. Part of Umar, it's not. Well, it is. It's kind of his allure. He presents himself in a particular way, but it's all smoke and mirrors. That's why I call him the great deceiver of our time. He says he's a school psychologist. He's not. He says that he's a child therapist. He's not. He says that he's the most requested scholar. He's not. He says that he's written 2 books. Yeah, but the books are not scholarly. They were not peer reviewed. There's no source material in these books. So he says he's a school principal and a vice principal. I have yet to find any record online or otherwise that is true, but I do give him credit because in 2014, I have a picture of him in an office. He could have been a vice principal there or a principal. And if so, it would have only been for a few months based upon some information that someone sent me. The point is that his allure is the myth that he's created about himself, but it's all a bunch of lies. And I think what happens is that there are women who believe in Umar, they believe what he says, and then they get caught up. But then as they deal with him more and more, they realize who he is and what he is. And in that sense, I think Umar, he's a master manipulator. He's manipulating a lot of people. And it's not just women. Just think of all the men that he's fooled into thinking that he's some great black leader. He's Prince of Pan African. He's a Pan Africanist. Umar's not even a Pan Africanist. So he's a great deceiver, and I think that has really contributed to women falling victim to him, because he presents himself one way, but he's not. That's not who he is. That's just the lure that he presents to people, and it can be alluring to some, and then they fall for it. And it's happened over and over and over again, all around the world too. By the way, thanks, CJ. Nimi says, please do the werewolf, the werewolf owl. When Umar turned into a werewolf, someone said that's the werewolf. When Umar turns into the werewolf, that's really part of his, it's part of his narcissism. You know, he flips into that mode, and it can just happen just like that, you know. And sometimes it builds to that, but then there's sometimes he'll calm himself down and then he goes right back there again. And you get the hooting and hollering. Okay, thank you, Nimi. Okay, let's get back to the video. Here we go.
Do you judge commitment? You judge commitment through consistency. You judge commitment through consistency. You judge commitment through consistency. Consistency equals commitment. I'm going to talk about that in my For Sisters Only Relationships and Dating book. I'm going to talk about that in my For Sisters Only Relationships and Dating book. I'm going to talk about that in my For Sisters Only Relationships and Dating book. Consistency equals commitment. Next up, be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school. I love you too, Karan. Be business-minded with your child's school. You black mothers, y'all come off too friendly. Black fathers tend to know better. 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 But black mothers, y'all go into them schools smiling, laughing, acting like the teacher is your friend. You better stop. Sister Paulina, how you doing, Sister Paulina? How you doing, Sister Paulina? Stop smiling with the school. They not your friend. They not. Show them you mean business. Show up like you mean business. That means, black mother, don't go to the school in your damn pajamas.
I'm sorry. Sister 1973 said, damn, he sniffed so hard he almost took skin off his arm. He sure did. But this is Umar. Like he's to me, I think he's high right here. You can look inside his eyes. He's just like over the top. I think he's high. And so what happens is that whatever he's doing, he gets the sniffles. And it's two-pronged. When there's things that he does, he gets the sniffles, but then there's also times where he's having withdrawal, and that's when he be getting the sniffles. This is a different type, though. If you look at the Kobe Bryant rant, there's a part in there where you can really see. I mean, it was incredible with this guy. And then he's up and down, and in this video, he's manic, you know. Yeah, so the sniffles, it's incredible. By the way, if you guys go back to early Umar Johnson videos, you don't hear that and you don't see that. It wasn't until that money really started coming in that it became a more of an issue. Okay, it was an issue because he was playing with his nose and stuff and doing like this and all this stuff back. I'm thinking 2013, 2012, 2013, but it didn't really get bad until a little bit later once that money started coming in for the St. Paul's College. Right? Okay, thanks, Sister 1970. Yeah, he did. He had a huge sniff. He'll be doing some more. I guarantee it. You can tell. Look at him.
Next time I see a black mother, you know what? At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm going to have a Super Soaker water gun. At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm going to have a Super Soaker water gun. Invented by a black man, by the way. Invented by a black man, by the way. Invented by a black man, by the way. I'm going to have a Super Soaker water gun. And if any black mother walks into the doors of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan African Excellence in your pajamas, I'm telling you now, if you walk into my school in your pajamas, I'm a super soaker your ass from head to toe. And I'm going to make sure I mess your hair up, your weave in the process.
Okay, that's assault too, by the way.
Telling you now. See, we an independent school. We can do that. We not a...
Yeah. The saddest thing is his delusional supporters. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, and I don't hold any animosity towards his supporters. I think his support base has diminished over the years. I think his reputation has taken a huge hit this year, and it's been taking a hit for many years. But this year in particular, with Lenon coming out, him being exposed as a deadbeat, the video that he did where he's threatening his baby mamas, and he was sitting inside the mama closet with that belt, the WWF belt. The situation with the supposed bank accounts being frozen, the situation with the city of Wilmington where they were about to sell the properties, a sheriff's sale because he had bills. Then he comes up with the story that they were sabotaging him, and then he needed money, and it was his bank was conspiring with the city of Wilmington, and I tried to hack his bank accounts, and Lenon hacked his bank accounts, and of course, Marianne Laurent coming out exposing Umar with the 3 days of hell, the interview that I did with her, and everything that she's talked about since that time, including on her YouTube page. It's been a difficult year for Umar. So there's a lot more people who recognize what and who Umar is. It's unfortunate, though, that he still has delusional supporters, right? To this day, after all this time, you know. Thank you, Enterprise. Good point, too, for the super chat. Nimi also says, I know a coke sniff when I see one. People have said that for a long time. And like I said, Umar was not always like that. He wasn't always like that. It's amazing to me, and I've said this so many times, it's amazing to me that we have people who are from the streets who follow Umar, and they don't even recognize what they're looking at. Remember the video where Umar, they're doing this promo video for the abandoned buildings, and there's a cameraman, and the cameraman's walking around, following Umar as Umar walks around the camp, the so-called campus, these abandoned buildings. And Umar walks by these steps, and he looks over. They're still recording. He looks over, and he stops. He actually kind of waves his finger to the cameraman to stop, and he stops everything he's doing, and he couldn't help himself. And he goes over to sit down next on the steps next to something, and he reaches over and starts going like this with his finger, and then the camera pans back, and it's a little white rock. That's dope fiend behavior. He couldn't even help himself. So it's amazing to me, and again, this goes back to what Enterprise was saying about his delusional supporters. It's right there in plain sight, but they choose not to see it, or they see it, and for whatever reason, they gloss it over. That's dope fiend behavior, straight up, real talk. And I did a video. It's gotten over 103,000 views, where I give examples of Umar in the substance abuse over and over again. There's just so many different examples, and I didn't even include everything in there. But the sniffing is another example, and he does that a lot. I mean, I could if I had the time and put together, it would take me a long time because he sniffs so much, and just him sniffing, okay, it would be hours long. All right. Thank you, Animi, for the super chat. And that's where a lot of this money has gone to. It's unfortunate because Umar has used the idea of opening up a school for Black boys to fuel his habits and his addictions, gambling, right, sex, yeah. Turning the heat down, as it were. So people think, including his delusional followers and donors, that somehow he's doing something great for the Black community. Not at all. He just takes, and then he self-destructs, because all these, all the vices that he's involved with, eating, overeating, the list goes on and on. All the vices, he's destroyed himself, right? All right. Thank you for the super chat. Here we go.
Charter school. We not a charter school. We not a public school. We independent. This is Garvey talking. We independent. So I'm telling all my Black mothers.
By the way, when Umar says independent, he believes that he can do whatever he wants to the children and to the mothers who come up there. That's why he always says independent. He thinks that because this school will quote unquote be independent, that means that he can do whatever he wants to. There's no checks and balances. He has full control, full autonomy. He can do whatever he wants to anyone at any given time, including you Black women when you come up there. Taking a spray gun, if you will, a water gun, and spraying you down because you got on quote unquote pajamas. He says pajamas for some reason. I don't know. Here we go.
Now, when you show up to drop your son off at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, stay your ass in the car if you got your pajamas on. Because if you come in my school with your pajamas, I'm a super soaker your ass from head to toe. And I'm going to make sure I mess up your blonde weave. I'm telling you now, this is King Kong.
He's manic. Look at him. It's just like a little child, too. Goofy.
Come to my school with your damn pajamas on, Black mother.
Look at this guy. Look at him. This guy, he's so high he can see through a brick wall. He's so his eyes start bugging and shit. He can see through a brick wall, family. Look at this is what Umar looked like when he see a cheesecake on the table. This is what Umar looked like when you show him a job application. I gotta get a screenshot of this right here. This guy, damn, this guy, he's something else, boy. Look at him. This guy can see at night. You know how them animals can see at night? This werewolf ass. He can see at night. You know they got them night goggle glasses. Umar don't need that shit. He said, there you go, right there. Everybody else like, we don't see nothing. Nah, there you go. I see him. Okay. I gotta get a screenshot of this. What part? This is at the 40-minute 7-second mark. 40-minute 7 seconds. There's the werewolf eyes. All right. That's what somebody said. Somebody said Owl Tunde. This guy looked like a big old owl. Big old. Look, he do look like an owl, don't he? His head look like not the everything. He looked like an owl. His head sitting on the. Okay. All right. Let me get out this chat room. All right. What's up, YouTube Fox says, close as he came to taking responsibility for his baby. I'm sorry. For his baby mama, he said he didn't respect the Black woman. He did say that. Umar did say that. He said he didn't respect the Black woman's vajayjay or something like that. Even then, he reduced y'all to the cookies. Yeah. Total disrespect. Total disrespect. I've heard Umar say things like Black women don't sexualize your children, but I've heard Umar sexualizing Black children. I've heard Umar say things like and I'm paraphrasing, that, black women, you're not just your vajayjay, but he always reduces you back down to your vajayjay. That shows a extreme level of disrespect. He's just totally disrespectful. He doesn't see you as a human being. He sees you as an object, right? That he can control, he can manipulate, that he can get things out of, just like his own mama. See? Thanks, user 225. Hey, how's it going, Aisha? Aisha Bean says, Umar higher than food prices. Yeah. The stuff is high. Stuff is really high right now. And Umar, in that video, he definitely, he was out there. He was out there sitting in a hotel room by himself. Before this, he was talking about, don't make me play that. He was talking about he was sleepwalking. I mean, he was so high, he was coming up with stories as to why there were McDonald's French fry bag in the bed with him. Y'all remember that? Don't make me play that. That's he was just coming up with this story. I was sleepwalking, and I said, what? Well, that's because he was high. I may play that at the end. Someone remind me before we close out the show. I'll play that segment just for the shits and giggles because it was crazy. But he's sitting inside a motel room. He ain't got nothing else to do, so he eats. He'll sleep. He'll get high, go back to bed, and in this case, he get high. He get online. Look at this guy. Can't nobody tell me that this is just normal. No, thanks, Aisha. What's up, staff? Says buck-eyed buffoonery. Yeah, all buck-eyed. Looks looking crazy, but that's Umar. I got to get this screenshot right here. I took the time. I just got the timestamp. I'm gonna get the screenshot after this live stream. Thank you, staff music. What's up, Cheryl Secondborn? Said it just keep calling me. Oh no. All right, yeah, it's Pookie. Poor Pookie. I always felt bad for Pookie. I still feel bad for Pookie to this day. Thanks, Cheryl Secondborn. D says looking like a Timu Cash Patel. Well, what? Cash Patel? Isn't that the guy, the FBI guy? He don't, well, kind of. He actually, you're right, D. He does kind of look, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, D. Okay, let's get back to it, people. PP's and Peter Blitz says the way he talks about black women hits them also. Listen, his daughter did say that the mother had told her stories about Umar being physically abusive. Umar's denied it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because he talks very, not only, it's not just disrespect, but it's graphic, like violence, and sometimes he does it, it's in symbolic form. Like if he says something like, I'm going to bury your ass, he'll say that, but then he'll say, I'm going to bury your ass with the truth. But yeah, why would you say bury your ass? That's tied to something else, if you guys catch my drift, that takes extreme violence, right? He'll say something like, if you come to school with your pajamas on, I'm a super soaker your ass. Okay, well, super soaker, that's a gun. Okay, symbolically speaking, I'm just saying that here. He tends to be really what it is Umar's a sadist. That's what it is. I have a video, he does it twice. I have a video where he's talking to this woman who called in about her, I think she calls in about her son, and he's giving advice. And she expressed to Umar how she had gotten her son diagnosed, and I think the diagnosis was ADHD or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And Umar had asked how old was the boy, and she told him, and then Umar, he starts going. He says, "Well, sister such and such, can I tear your fingernails out?" And she was like, her response, she was shocked by him saying that. He's a sadist. So I would not be surprised at all if Umar had a history of being violent and abusive towards women. I would not be surprised. Okay? Thank you, PPs and Peter Blitz. And then Mimi also says, come on, Lenon, give me a howl for Halloween tune down. Here you go right here. Here you go.
Late at night, close to midnight. It's Halloween, October 31st. Sitting in a hotel motel room with McDonald's fries is Umar Johnson, the werewolf of Wilmington.
All right, let's go.
You just crawled out the bed after getting bent over, and you're going to come out the house straight out the bed with sex crumbs all over your body. You're going
Who talks like that?
to crawl out the bed and come to my school with sex crumbs all over your body.
This is y'all's principal. Tamika says, how he's going to look when the IRS, FBI, et cetera, come asking about that money. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. See, Umar, what he'll do is he'll start acting like it's a conspiracy against him. And the white man this and the white man this, and his haters called on him and they snitched and blah, blah, blah. That's what Umar would do. Y'all see what's happening in the NBA right now? What, Chauncey Billups and I can't remember the other guy's name. He's a basketball player, but Chauncey Billups, he's a coach. And I think they're just getting started with all that, really. Like, there's going to be other names that's probably going to drop. You never know, but there's probably going to drop some other names too. See, people think that they're invincible. Well, Umar thinks he's invincible. Well, listen, at some point, the chick is going to come home to roost on that level. And then what is he going to do then? Blame everybody else? No. He's a con man. And he's a world. Let me stop. Okay, thank you, Tamika, for the. Here we go.
Looking like a damn ghost because all that makeup you wear and ate your natural skin.
Yeah. What's up, Vin? I was gonna say Vinny. What's up, Vince? Yeah. That's what Umar. I ain't never heard nothing like that. He says sex crime. What are you talking about? What does that mean exactly? And why are you talking like that in the first place with allegedly 6 degrees? He's so perverted. Thanks for being a member for 25 months. Brother. Here we go.
Juices up. All that makeup you wear on your face then ate your natural skin juices up, so you look like a damn ghost without makeup with 10 feet long eyelashes. You show up at my school in some pajamas.
Oh, Honeypot says that Chauncey was her class. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I was a Chauncey Billups fan with the Pistons back in the day. They beat the Lakers. I want the Lakers to win, but I remember Chauncey. I followed his career. Shout out to Honeypot. Let's see. Is that DeMar says homeboy looking like that? I just about confused him from Wanda Living Colors. Oh no. Wasn't that played by what's his name? The guy, he plays piano, he can sing too. Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I remember Wanda. Yeah. He's one of the most talented people I've seen in the entertainment industry because he acts, he can do stand-up comedy, he can do sketch comedy, he can sing, he can really sing, and he can play the piano too, real good. I remember Wanda. Yeah. Thanks for super chat. Is that DeMar? And also Cheryl Secondborn says, crazy how these dudes can't just enjoy living the NBA life. Yeah, I know NBA life. I thought about that because they're multi-millionaires anyway. The gambling thing though, it's become more of a problem because gambling it's been more legalized. People are gambling on NBA, they're gambling on NFL. That used to be against the law. Pete Rose as an example. Again, he shouldn't have been doing it anyway because he was a manager at that time. Yeah, I think he was a manager at that time. But the point is that it's becoming more and more of an issue. And I think it's going to continue to escalate out of control. And you would think that you got all the money you need, for the rest of your life, but they get caught up into things. And then at a certain point, gambling can become an addiction. I think a lot of these people it's either the addiction part or it's that they owe people money. And at a certain point, they've gambled so much that they can't pay it back. And then they get caught up in all types of stuff after that. See, and it could be a combination of that and addiction to gambling too. So I tell people, you can do whatever you want to with your money, but if something becomes a vice and it becomes an addiction, like you should really check yourself. And it's unfortunate. So there's more and more people getting caught up in this, and it's not just the NBA. There's probably going to be stuff coming out with the NFL at some point Major League Baseball at some point. Okay, we'll just have to wait and see. Shout out to Cheryl Second Board. Thank you for the super chat, sir. User 225 says, didn't Umar Johnson mention Stephen A. Smith and you were about to go off? Yes, he mentioned Stephen A. Smith, I think, during yesterday's live stream. And I was going to go off. I can't remember why, though. All right. Thank you, User 225. All right, let's go. Here we go.
I'm a grab the super. I'm a grab the super. I'm a grab the
See, look at how this is like a gun. Okay, this violence.
super soaker. I'm a grab the super soaker water gun. I'm a grab the super soaker water gun. I'm a aim at your weave, your perm, your blonde extensions, and I'm a super soaker your ass from head to toe. Oh yes. Oh yes. FDMG. FDMG is coming, baby.
See that? How does he go from talking this violence type of talk into FDMG?
FDMG is coming. You got one time to show up in your pajamas.
See the sniffing? He hard.
That is so unprofessional.
Look who's
to
talking.
Crawl out your bed with your man's juices dried up on your thigh, your juices dried up on your cheeks. And you crawled your ashy ass out the bed with sex crumbs all over you.
He's sick.
In your nasty pajamas, and you think you're going to come to the Frederick Doug, and you think you're going to walk into my school, and then you're going to drop them off late. Most of you pajama queens, most of you pajama mamas, that's what I'm going to call you. Pajama mama. Are you a pajama mama? Are you a pajama mama? Are you that pajama mama who be crawling out the bed with sex crumbs on you? Putting your dusty pajamas on flip-flops, crust in your eye, crust stash around your mouth. You didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock, so you woke up late. Because your bend over session didn't start till about 1 in the morning, till Mike got free from selling his weed pack. So Mike didn't get to your house till 1:30. You and Mike didn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock because y'all was making black magic. And so,
see, this is what he's coming up in his deviant mind. But you notice all this is negative towards black people, and he just like ghetto shit. Like he's just going to project all of that onto you black women and Mike.
You want to bring your son late? You want to sign him in late? Oh, Dr. Umar, I'm so sorry, I overslept. Doctor.
See, this is all about making it seem as if black women don't know how to raise their children. They're irresponsible. You know, they're out here having sex, you know, with getting bent over, as he says, by Mike with his weed pack.
Umar, I'm so sorry, I overslept. And you think you're going to bring your late ass in my school?
Somebody said, pajama queens hit the one. You crazy.
You think you're going to bring your late ass in my school with sex crumbs all on you?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to line your ass up.
There you go.
I'm going to line you up. I'm telling you right now, black mother. And I'm going to aim at that weave. I'm going to aim at that perm and that blonde hair. Y'all know I can't stand a black woman with blonde hair. You know I can't stand a black woman. Oh.
No, that's what he won't. That's why he's dealing with the conscious stripper. She had blonde weave. He liked that. He likes the stripper type. That is what it is. He sniffed so hard, my phone. This guy said, Umar sniffed so hard, her phone vibrated. Y'all crazy. That's funny. It's true, though. Thanks for the staff says a crumb crusher consciousness. Okay, we're gonna read. No, we're not gonna rename the Cookie Crush chat, but crumb crusher consciousness. All right, thanks, staff. Drifting 01234 Forza says the NBA has rigged. The mafia compromises player. Yeah, part of the FBI investigation, they did talk about the mafia's involvement, which was really interesting. Yeah, the whole situation. It's just not a good look at all. And we'll see how things go. I was actually going to do a video to talk about that, but I didn't have time. Thank you, Drifting 0123 Forza. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go.
I'm going to line you up. and I'm a super soaker your ass. Since you didn't want to wash your ass before you brought your son in.
Look at this guy. And look how he's talking. Look at him. He's unhinged. Can't nobody listen, even Umar Johnson, you can't tell me that Umar's in his right mind. You can't tell me that because it's not true. Look at him. Look. This is y'all's principle. People sent this guy millions of dollars at this point for a school that does not exist. He has some abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. Look at this guy. And then look how he's talking.
Since you didn't want to wash your ass and you crawled out the bed with sex crumbs, since you didn't want to wash your ass, I'm going to put some alkaline water and I'm going to put a little, I'm going to put some, what we call it? The African black soap. I'm going to put some African black soap since you don't want to wash your ass before you brought your son to my school after you had the sex crumbs. I'm going to put some African shea butter soap in here with the alkaline water. And
he's sick. This guy, he's sick. Mental.
I'm going to turn this into this is a super circle bomb. I'm going to just bomb her ass. I'm going to just bomb.
He respects black women. It's a bomb. He's going to bomb her, as he says, bomb her ass. Again, like I said, can't nobody tell me that Umar is in his right mind. Cocatunde, boy, sniffing harder than a shop vac. Yeah. You let water spill on the ground all over the place, and bring Umar. All that water be gone. You drop a whole bag of flour on a 2-pound bag of flour, 5-pound bag of flour on the ground. You don't want to sweep it up? Call Umar. I got that for you. Turn this heat down right quick. People giving this guy millions of dollars. Thank you for the super chat. He got Coke crumbs on his shirt. People were saying that. I don't think so. You know, it could be dandruff or something like that. But he's in my opinion, he's high in this video. All right. I don't know on what. I don't know. But this guy, he's out there looking about as crazy and bug-eyed as you can look. All right. Thanks for all the super chats. Here we go.
Super Soaker. I can't stand a pajama mama. Always late, always in your pajamas. Always bringing your son to school late, always in your... Do we have any pajama mamas on the live? Be honest, ladies. If you one of those irresponsible, undisciplined, go to sleep late, drop your kid off late, sex crumbs...
Nimi, come on. Maybe I'll have to do a skit with Umar turning into a werewolf, and I'll just replay it over and over again. Nimi says, if you remember, Lenon, leave us out with a howl. Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna try to remind myself. How? Okay. And then I want to pull up at some point, if we have time, just to for shits and giggles, where Umar tells a story about the McDonald's fries. That was and fillet of fish. Okay. I wrote it down. Hopefully I'll remind myself to look down and check it again. Thank you for the super chat. And then Cheryl Secondboard says, what the F does any of this have to do with educating black boys? There's no correlation whatsoever. Absolutely. And good point, because the truth is that Umar is not interested in educating black boys. He's never educated black boys. He's never been a teacher anywhere. He's never held any certifications as a teacher either. So you would think that if he conceptualized this in 2004, well, shouldn't Umar have a track record of educating black boys? And educating black boys is something different than being a school psychologist, too, by the way. See, Umar doesn't have a history of that. And so what we see in this video right here, which is from 2023, what we're seeing is what Umar, his focus is really on the women, the mothers of these boys, ideally mothers who are single mothers, raising their sons without the son's father. Meanwhile, Umar, he's a deadbeat himself, and he's created quite a few baby mamas already, and he don't take care of none of his kids. See the irony in all this? But Umar presents himself as a solution. But really what he's doing is he's preying on these black women. He don't have no respect for black women. That's why he rages like this against you guys. See, if you're a real man, you don't talk to women like that. You don't talk about them like that. You have a level of respect and level of appreciation. And it don't matter who the woman happens to be. It's just automatic. Umar doesn't have that. So if Umar's talking all this sex talk and coming up with all of these freak off type of scenarios with women, they're getting bent over by Mike with his weed pack late at night with sex crumbs and all this. Who talks like that? But that's where his mind is at, because that's what his focus is on. He's not talking about educating black boys. No. See, real talk, Umar these days, and even back then, Umar talked more about cookies and crushing cookies than he does about educating black boys. And then when he does his videos, it's not catered and it's not geared towards black boys. It's geared for single mothers. Y'all think about that. And good point right here. Everybody think about that for a moment. Umar's content is not produced for black boys. It's produced for single mothers. It's produced for black women that he wants to sexually exploit and financially exploit. Remember, even when we watched the video to start this live stream, the intro, where Umar's doing this for sisters only, that's not for black boys. That's for black women. And he's grooming them that whole time and that whole thing. Yeah, there's no correlation. And see, for Umar, he uses this idea that he wants to educate black boys and save black boys so that he can gain access to the black women who have these black boys. But he ain't dealing with these black boys. He's dealing with these black women. That's the reason why he got mad about SETI, because SETI, he told the truth about that. That's where that SETI beef started. It wasn't about money or anything like that. It was about Umar sexually exploiting these black women and trying to get at these black women, and it's not about the boys, just using the boys as a way to connect to the black women. And Umar went off because a hit dog will holler. That's a really good point right there. Thanks, Cheryl Secondborn. LOL sent in a super sticker. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. User 225 says Umar Johnson calls brother Jose while slowly turning into a werewolf. All right, slowly turning into what? And then Miss Butter Biscuits says he has to be talking about some specific whose cookie he couldn't crush because he's so mad. Yeah, people have stated that it's Umar projecting from personal experience, and it may be true. It may be true. The whole scenario that he's creating may be something that actually happened, where there was a woman that he wanted to get with, but she was dealing with somebody else named Mike. It's possible, because Umar projects a lot. See, either way, to be honest with you, I think it's even worse. Let's say if that's not true, that he's not projecting, that's even worse, because that's Umar in his own imagination creating this. What kind of man thinks like this? But it does sound personal, and he does sound angry, right? As opposed to just telling a story or creating a false narrative and not getting all upset. It doesn't seem personal. It does. It sounds like it's personal, and it sounds like, and obviously he's angry. I'm a super soaker your ass. I'm going to bomb your ass. This type of stuff. It sounds very personal. I watched. Not so much these days, but I used to spend a lot of time watching the CSI shows and also interrogations. Where they interrogate people, and I'm talking about like real interrogation. I find that the psychology of that fascinating. And one of the things that they look out for is when a crime appears to be more personal. There are certain things that they can look for where they say, okay, this is a crime of passion because it's more personal. What took place here? So then they'll look for people who maybe the deceased or the victim had intimate relationships with, or they were married to, or they're still married to, or they were divorced, so forth, so on. That type of thing. Well, this reminds me, as Umar is talking and telling this story, it sounds very personal. Right? Thank you, Ms. Butterbiscuit Quits, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And everyone else too. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep going. Here we go, because we're going to go for another 45 minutes because I'm strapped for time today. Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning on in. The poll question too. We have over 1,000 votes. Does Umar Johnson respect black women? 91% said no. 9% said yes. Make sure you get your vote in before we close out this live stream. And it looks like where we at on the likes. Our goal is 500 right now. Oh my goodness, we're at 385. I don't think we're gonna get there. I don't. We have 1,265 people and 387 likes. All right. If at any point you guys are enjoying the show, go on and hit that like button. Okay. Our goal is 500. All right. And then what's up, Cheryl Secondborn again? Said, Leonard, you need to start a rumor that Umar is undocumented so ICE can blow down. Can blow down on him and send him to Argentina. Why would they send him to Argentina though? Say Umar from Argentina. Now maybe Cuba. Maybe they send him to Cuba. Right? No, I'm just playing. I shouldn't say that. Yeah. No, I don't think ICE can get with Umar. It needs to be the IRS. That's really the people who need to look at it. Then they can deport him back to Argentina. I don't know. Or they can deport him to Ghana. Right. All right. Thanks, Cheryl Singapore. That's kind of mean though. Right? All right, here we go. Thanks for super chat. Here we go.
Pajama mamas, where you at? Where my pajama mamas at? Where my pajama? I know some of y'all on here. Stop lying. Where my pajama mama? Some of y'all dropped your son off late to school this morning in your pajamas. Stop lying. Stop lying. Some of y'all dropped your son off late this morning in your damn pajamas with sex crumbs on you. Let's move on.
Here's Cheryl
Be
Singapore.
business oriented with the school, not friendly. Be business oriented with the school, not friendly. Be business oriented. There we go. We have a pajama mama. She confessed. Sister, no more pajama mamas.
There you go.
Show up like you mean business. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously, brothers and sisters. Ladies, I know y'all love me.
Here you go.
I know y'all ladies love me because I fight for the kids, brothers. See,
when we just talking about this, this is what I mean with Umar. He's and going back to Cheryl Secondborn comment, what does any of this have to do with educating black boys? You see, Umar, he presents himself as if he's helping black boys and that he's dealing with black boys. He's not. There's thousands of videos of Umar Johnson on the internet. I want anyone to find me 10 videos of Umar working with black boys where he's put together a program and he's working with black boys, not someone else's event. Because I have seen 2, maybe 3 where he shows up and he screams at the kids. I've seen that. But in terms of Umar putting together one program that he puts together specifically for black boys, give me 10 examples of that. You can't do it because it doesn't exist. So even in this video, when Umar starts to say, I'm helping black boys, and no, that's not true. Saving black boys, no, it's not true. Keeping them from school to prison, that's not true. He's a great deceiver. And a lot of people believe this. Like someone said earlier, his delusional, I think it was Enterprise, delusional followers. They believe this shit. None of it's true. Look at this guy. This is supposed to be a school principal.
be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school, not friendly. Be business-minded with your child's school. I love you too, Corinne. Be business-minded with your... How you doing, Sister Paulina? How you doing, Sister Paulina?
He high. Look at him, blinking and shit.
Stop smiling with the school. They not your friend. They not.
The fact his followers do not call him out for the constant sexual innuendos is alarming. The cognitive dissonance of our people is a disease. Yeah, you're right on all this. It is alarming. See, Umar's whole platform for the last at least 15 years has been that he's going to open up a school for black children. Initially, it was going to be a boarding school for black girls and black boys. And everything that comes after that is built upon that. See, even the idea of FDMG, a school, that's the foundation upon which Umar is able to reach into the hearts and minds of black people. You take that away, and what does Umar have to offer outside of, talking crazy? What does he have to offer? And entertainment? Nothing. So if the foundation is to open up a school, which he conceptualized in 2004 and said in 2010, he said the school was going to open in September 11, 2013, then that would mean that Umar, obviously he wants to be dealing with children, but why would anyone want to have their child or anyone else's child in Umar's presence when his talking points have extreme sexual innuendos presented over and over and over again? And then what's crazy is, even crazier is, that if you look at this on a timeline, it's actually gotten worse over the years. You go back to 2005, Umar wasn't talking like that. 2010, 2011, he wasn't talking like that. 2012, no. But it's got, now, was he saying stuff that was inappropriate? Yeah, but I'm talking about where Umar, it just seems as if that's all he really wants to talk about. He just throws some black conscious shit in there to get people hooked into it. But then at a certain point, you hear him talking sex talk, crushing cookies, milk being spilt, sexual innuendos, all this kind of stuff, sex talk, perverted shit. Oh, and then he does it more and more and more. Now here we are in 2025. He's all out of control with it. Listen to how he talked about Lenon. So the point that I'm making is that the foundation is opening up a school for black boys and black girls, even though he's pivoted now, it's just for black boys, and it was supposed to be a boarding school. What? And yet somehow his followers, they failed to see that Umar's a sexual deviant. He can't even stop himself from talking like this. Even when he's live streaming, he can't stop himself. I have a video where he took these kids on a college tour, and he's talking about private parts in front. And the kids, you should have seen the kids' expression. They were shocked. Like, why is he talking like that? He has no business talking like that in the first place publicly, but then in front of these kids, he has no filter, and that's very dangerous. That's why I said he ain't got no business being around children. And yeah, unfortunately, there are people who have cognitive dissonance because they can see that. They know what he's saying. They know the context and the innuendos and all this stuff, but somehow it just doesn't register. For whatever, or they dismiss it. That's the cognitive dissonance. It's right there in their face. Yeah. Umar, he's a sexual deviant. Thank you. The fifth house full super chat. Gina says he has degrees in it. Can you verify Umar is mental? He's definitely mental. Listen, Umar has at most 5 degrees. At most. He received his first degree, and I have it actually inside the document. I can play it for you, but we don't have time. His first degree was a double major, but he counts it as 2 degrees. Then he gets a master. The first degree was a master's in psychology. Excuse me. The first degree was as an undergraduate. He picked up a bachelor's in political science in psychology. Then he picked up a master's in psychology. Okay, and then he picked up something like I want to say educational leadership, a master's in educational leadership, and then a master's in something else. I can't remember what that was. That's based upon the story that he tells. I've only seen 3 degrees that he's actually shown. And then he picks up a PsyD in 2012, even though he was telling people when he was working in charter school system in Philadelphia, he was telling people that he had a PsyD years prior to that. He's such a con man. He's a con man. There's a document, I want to say it's from 2007, 2007, if memory serves me correctly, where no, it's not 2007, 2002, no, I think it is 2000, it could be 2009, I can't remember, 2007, 2009, one of those two. And in that document, they classify Umar as a doctor, as if he had already received a PsyD, but he doesn't get a PsyD until 2012. But that's because Umar was misrepresenting himself back then as a quote unquote doctor of clinical psychology. He didn't have a PsyD, didn't get it for another 4 or 5 years later. He's a con man. So what I can say is that Umar has at most 5 degrees, but Umar says 6 because he counts the double major, which is not 2 degrees. There are double degrees though that you can get, but it's even more strenuous than a double major. He has a double major, but he counts that double major as 2 degrees. I mean, he's a con man. Just another example, Gina. When Umar says, we purchased these schools. They're not schools. There's abandoned buildings. We have 4 buildings. No, it's not 4 buildings. There's 3. And then I have him on record saying that there were 5 buildings. There's not 5 buildings. There's 3. He always exaggerates like that because it makes it seem as if things are better than what they really are. Right? But then when it comes to the money that he receives, he always underestimates that. When it comes to the school and then the sabotage or everything where anyone else's fault, he always over exaggerates that. But when it comes to his accolades, that's the narcissism, because that's what narcissists do. You know, they'll tell people that they've got all these accolades, they've done all these things, and they're great, 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 and none of that's commensurate to what they've actually accomplished. Well, that's what Umar. That's Umar. See? So he's only posted 3 degrees. I can show them to you. All right, there's just 3. He claims to have 6. You right? Thanks, Gina, for the super chat. I appreciate it. LOS says, Brother Jose got the crane permits and he's ready. Yeah, Brother Jose, he got the crane permits. All right. Well, that's crazy. Thanks, LOL. Well, that took me back right there. L-A-L-A. Did I say that right? Says he has obviously been traumatized by an important woman to him in his life. I think so. I don't want to say too much. I think so. Yeah. I think Umar's traumas run deep, right? Childhood. Yeah. I think him going to boarding school was a traumatizing. The decision itself and being taken away from his family, that was huge. But then while there, I think he was traumatized. His father, Umar said that his father was emotionally abusive. Okay, he was a drill instructor, military, right? And the drill instructor for the Marines. And I said this a long time ago, that even before Umar said, I think his dad used to bully him because his dad he's extremely opinionated, overbearing, and I think he bullied Umar. Okay, I can say more, but I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you, ALA. And Umar, he projects a lot. So there's times where he says he's talking about, you mothers, and then he starts saying really negative things. I think he's talking about his own mother. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there, though. I'll leave it right there. Thank you for the super chat. Tamik says he hasn't educated one child, not one. All he does is hold conferences for adults. You're absolutely right. And there's times where he says no children are allowed. In fact, when he was trying to do some sort of conference for single women, and he says no children are allowed. I have the post because it never came into fruition because 99% of what he says he's going to do, he don't do. But he was like, women, blah, blah, blah. You have to dress this way, blah, blah, blah. And no children are invited. Now, when they bring Umar out to speak for free, that's their venue. Children are welcome. But if Umar, he'll say he's going to do something, he'll say, oh, no, the children can't come, especially when it comes to the women, because he wants to be able to focus on them. He's a predator. In fact, even for Sisters Only video, I played some clips in there. I don't remember seeing children in there. I would have to go back and see. But yeah, Umar, he doesn't deal with children. He doesn't deal with black boys or black girls for that matter. He's dealing with the mothers. The conferences are for adults. The block parties, that was for adults. That wasn't kid friendly. That was for grown people doing electric slide and shit. It was anyway. Not a backpack drive, after school program, nothing related to a child. What about Christmas? No toy drive. No turkey drive for Thanksgiving. No sports league setup. Let's say seasonal. From the beginning of or the middle of spring to the middle of summer, some sort of he hasn't done any of that. A basketball league, none of that. And he's been up there in Wilmington now for let's get close to 7 years. Well, why is that the case? Well, the reason why is because he don't deal with children. He want that money. Plus, the children ain't got the money anyway. It's the parents that got the money. He's a con man. But unfortunately, Tamika, he has followers who buy into the illusion, and they really believe that Umar's about that, about helping children, all this stuff. No, not at all. People can't provide me with any receipts on that. I'm talking about an event that Umar put together. Give me 10 that over the last 20 years that Umar put together that was specific for children. and he organized it. He's the one that ran all this stuff. You're not going to be able to come up with any, let alone 10. Thanks to me for super chat. LOL says Umar is a clucker. Bro smoked out. I told people this long time ago. Look at him. He's a pookie. You don't get to this point unless you have some serious issues. You don't get to this point. And this video is from 2023. If you guys go back and look at the end of 2019, 2020, Umar, he was way out there. And in part of 2021, he was broke down so bad. But the more money that comes in, the more and more he self-destruct. Thank you, LOL Diesel. And then the fifth house says certified sociopath. He needs a psychiatric eval. Yeah, he does present as a sociopath. He does. And here, let me give you guys a definition of that. He does. He also has narcissistic personality traits too. So a sociopath is a person consistently exhibiting antisocial, impulsive, and manipulative behavior, not in current technical use. So it's not really used. Let me look at antisocial. Antisocial is contrary to the laws and customs of society, devoid of or antagonistic to sociable instincts or practices. Not sociable, not wanting the company of others. Umar's actually talked about that too, how he likes to be by himself. I like to be by myself too, but it's more for peace. And then I got all these kids and a wife, so I have to deal. At my job, I tend to be to myself too, but that's because I'm focused. Other people be trying to talk and stuff. I ain't got time, but I'm trying to work. Anyway, the big issue here is contrary to the laws and customs of societies. People who are antisocial, what they will tend to do. A lot of criminals are antisocial because they're not interested in the laws per se. They break the laws and they don't feel one way or other about it because the end justifies the means. They get engaging in criminal behavior. Umar's the same way. He's the same way. Even with the IRS, that's antisocial behavior. He's not filing proper paperwork to the IRS. He's keeping the money to himself, right? He's running up all of these bills that he's not paying, and then he feels as if he shouldn't have to pay those bills. No, you're supposed to pay your bills. By law, you're supposed to pay your bills. That's part of the agreement. You sign up for that, right? It's like when you put your signature, like it said, yeah, you got to pay your bills. Okay, Umar, he's antisocial. Okay, but that ties back to being a sociopath. And he don't care about anybody else except himself. Thank you, the fifth house. Deacon says he uses women that looks like Floyd Evans. All right, come on now. don't do that. Don't do that. It's funny, but come on now. He said he uses women that look like Floyd Evans from Good Times. Come on. I shouldn't laugh. Let me stop. That's not funny. All right. All right. James, what's up, James? Says pinball head Umar. Yeah, look at it. Look at this guy. Yeah, you right about that. We got about 1,400 people and we got about 10 likes. We got about 1,400 people and 10 likes. So we're doing good. That's crazy. Damn, boy. All right. The likes just went up. I got 2 more. We're at 15. All right. Let's keep it going. No, we restart going 500. Let's try to see if we get to 600 before we get up out of here. We're at 541. We got 30 more minutes, y'all, because I got other stuff I got to do. Okay, and we have 1,200 votes so far. It says, does Umar Johnson respect Black women? 91% said no. 9% said yes. All right. He called him pinhead. He got a pinhead. All right, thanks, James. Shout out to James, too. That's the homie. What's up, Jarvis? Says, Umar has done far more harm than good. It's amazing to see that some still support this clown. I totally agree. Yeah, he's done a lot of harm. He's given horrible advice, and he's given advice that's beyond the scope. He's not a psychiatrist, but he talks. There was a time when he would talk a lot about psychiatric drugs. Hope I'm saying that right. And giving advice to parents who would call into those janky parent conferences, whatever he used to call them things. He don't really do those like he used to, and he was never consistent with it. Really, what he was doing, it was a hustle, because he would have people. He said, "I'm doing this for free," blah blah blah. He gets up looking all bummy and shit, like he just rolled out of the bed, you know, looking all disheveled, clothes all wrinkled, looking just like a bum. He want to go in on black women, allegedly the black women, the pajama mamas, but this guy, he'll do one of them live streams and looking like he just literally just woke up and he slept for like 15 hours with a heater on, and it's 80 degrees outside. And he get up there and he gives all this horrible advice. He's giving advice about medication and you should take your children off of this. He don't know and he ain't got no kind of documentation with what these kids are dealing with, and nothing. He ain't met with the kids, nothing like that. Horrible advice. So there's that, but then there's also what Umar has done in terms of exploiting black women all around the world, impregnating all these women. That's all harmful. How he talks about women is harmful. How he talks about successful black people is harmful. And then, of course, people, they've invested millions of dollars. I shouldn't even say invested. They've given Umar, the Umar Johnson charity fund, millions of dollars at this point. Even though in 2025, he's saying he hasn't reached a million. He's such a liar. The tax documents from 2020 through 2024 prove that he's raised $1 million just from 2020 through 2024. We're not counting all the other years going all the way back to 2009. Umar, he's a con man. But he's damaged a lot of the trust in the black community, because there are people who wanted to help, so forth and so on. So when the next person comes along, or someone who needs help comes along, there's black people that can be like, "No, look what Umar did. I'm not supporting that." He's done a lot. He's done a whole bunch of harm, a lot. Thanks, Jarvis. User 225 says the natural hair body rhetoric is interesting to me because it sounds empowering, but it's a tactic to divide black women to make them easier to exploit. Yeah, it's also demeaning. It's about power and control. You know, like as if he can dictate to women how you should wear your hair, what color your hair should be, what you're doing with your hair. Listen, real men, that's not part of our discussion. Okay, we're not trying to dictate to. That's what y'all want to do. Just do what you want to do. You grown, you a grown adult. I think it's quite sassy, to be honest with you. Real talk. For a man to be that preoccupied with a woman's hair, I think it's very sassy. It's moist. I don't want people. Don't get mad. Listen. I'm not even trying. I'm just saying, real men. We're not like. Well, girl, what you kind of? Let me see what kind of hair. No, we ain't doing that. But this guy, but see, for Umar, it has more to do with him feeling as if he's superior to black women to such a degree that he can dictate how you live your life, how you dress, how you wear your hair, what you do with your money, so forth and so on. But it comes off, in my opinion, as extremely sassy. Because real men, real talk, hit the one, we not worrying about that. "Ooh, girl, you got weave. Let me see. You got a weave. You got a perm." No. We ain't worrying about that. You do you. You do you. Hit the one. But see, Umar, he's trying to control and manipulate and subjugate. That's what he does. So that's why it's demeaning too. You know, yeah, well, you shouldn't have your hair. It should be natural this. Umar, look, listen, homeboy. Look at you. Look at you. Anyway, thanks, you 225. Can we do a Umar? Listen, when do we not do Umar? When do we not do? Thanks, Deacon. On my mama. Yeah, real talk. Bum some Tunde. All right. On my mama. I hear you on that. Thank you for the super chats, everyone. P says definitely antisocial, hence no advisors for FDMG. Yeah. He has antisocial. The thing is, someone had mentioned it like there's this triad, and I think if memory serves me, I could be wrong, but if memory serves me correctly, antisocial is part of it. I think it's called the dark triad. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, we're almost out of time. Okay, the dark triad is a psychological theory of personality. Okay, first published by Delroy Paulthus and Kevin Williams in 2002. So the dark triad is a psychological theory that describes 3 distinct but overlapping personality traits: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Okay, so not the antisocial, but antisocial, I think that could be part of, I would have to look at that. Narcissism involves grandiosity and a lack of empathy. That's Umar. Psychopathy is characterized by a lack of remorse and emotional coldness. Yeah, that's Umar, but that could tie to antisocial behavior too. And Machiavellianism is defined by manipulativeness and a cynical view of others. That's Umar for sure. These traits are linked to negative behaviors, and people who score high on them are more likely to commit crimes and cause social problems, which is being antisocial. Because we've covered that just a little while ago. So it does connect. All right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, PPs. Miss Butter Biscuits says, I believe Umar Johnson took up psychology because he wanted to learn how to alter perceptions of a targeted class and cash out from it. What do you think, Lenon? I think that if that did happen, I think that would have happened a little bit later on down the line. I actually think Umar pursued psychology because he was trying to figure out, or at least trying to find some sort of remedy for himself. That's what I think. Now, that's an opinion. It's speculation on my part, but it's not uncommon for people to do that. You know, they know that they have these mental issues. You know, they're studying it anyway because they're trying to figure out ways to get some remedy, to get some, you know, peace of mind, as it were. You know, they may go and go to a psychologist. They may go to a therapist, but they still want to learn more. And because they're learning more and more, then they just turn it into a career. You know, and as they get their own mind together over time, then they get into a position where they can help other people to do the same. I actually think that that's what Umar, that's the reason behind why it was that he chose psychology. But and again, that's speculation. That's my opinion. But I think that at a certain point, Umar realized that it could be used to manipulate people too. And I think that once he realized that, he employed that more and more. I'm talking about this psychology against Black people more and more to manipulate Black people to get what he wanted, because he never cared about anybody else. Psychopath, sociopath, narcissist. And over the years, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. It's all about manipulating people, including you Black women. He ain't got no respect for y'all. Even him talking about your hair, that's psychological manipulation and emotional manipulation. That's what he's doing there. And telling you how you don't know how to raise it's abusive too. You don't know how to raise your children. See, when we get to the video with Umar in the when he has the belts on, where he's the WWF, we'll do this next week, the WWF belts, and he's telling all these stories about these lies, fabrications, and false narratives about the baby mamas and all this stuff. Okay, that's all psychology, because he's trying to spin a narrative amongst his followers so that they take his side. It's all manipulation and it's all made up, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, it didn't work. I mean, Umar thought that somehow it was a good look, but there are a lot of people, they said, nah, bro, that's even his followers, because he's gotten sloppy with this. But there was a time where Umar, he was good at what he was doing in terms of manipulating people in terms of the psychological aspect. Well, he was trained. And he used psychology not for the light. He used psychology for the dark. It's called dark psychology in essence. That's really what it is at this point. And he still employs it to this day. Thanks, Miss Butterbiscuits, for the and good comment right here. Really good. I don't think we really talked about that before. No. Sister 1917 says he a dusty panhandler with an allergy to bleach and telling the truth. Why you gotta say bleach and telling the truth? Yeah, Umar, he rarely tells the truth. What Umar does is he will tell some truth and then he'll just he'll put in a whole bunch of lies. That's what he does. He tells a little bit of truth from time to time, and then he'll tell a whole bunch of lies. And because he told a couple of truths, people take all the lies as true too. That's part of manipulation too. And the panhandling part, you're absolutely right about that. Umar has been living off of Black people since 2011. We can say 2012. Give him some grace. 2012. So we're talking 13 years now. Literally 13 years. And so he manipulates and he deceives in order to continue to live off of Black people. And also in terms of his mama, he's been living off his mama, according to him now, it's been about 7 years, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, I think he said 7 years. So he's been living off of Black people, living off his mama now for 7 years. Black people since 2012. He's a cyber bum. That's what I called it. And he's a panhandle. He's a virtual vagrant. He just panhandles online instead of street corner. I'm gonna say one other thing, that if the internet got shut off on Umar, he couldn't get on the internet anymore. Inevitably, he would end up on the street panhandling on the street corner. I kid you not. I kid you not. Sister 1973, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. How's it going, Mr. Monaco says, it's illegal to pretend to be a doctor. Remember that video where he was in a lady's home counseling mom about daughter and he embarrassed her? Yeah. It was a live black parent, and I think he called it, he tried to make it seem like it was this great thing. First live black parent teleconference or whatever, but it was personal to this little girl. Let me see if I can find it. It was personal to this little girl, and he was sitting inside of the woman's. It's not coming up. He was sitting inside the woman's house, and it was all dark in there. And he had his shoes off, had socks on, and the video goes on for like almost an hour. I think it was like 54 minutes or something like that. No tripod, and they're telling all little girls' business. And come to find out, the little girls hold the phone the whole time. She's the tripod. Boy, I wish I could find that video. Let me see. What would that be under? Let me see. I thought it was first. Let me see if it comes up under first. Yeah, it's populating right now. I have it in my notes, though. I'll pull up my notes, and before we get up out of here, if I remember, I'll pull it up. Yeah, it's not coming up under that. Let me look up. Maybe it's under. Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's not coming up under that either. Okay, I'll check my notes and see if I can pull it up. But it was just shameful, and just telling all little girls' business, HIPAA violations all around, and Umar just sitting up there with no shoes on, kicking it on the couch. It was crazy. I'm gonna try to find it before we get up out of here. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, and it is illegal. Umar. Again, he's not practicing anything. So when he says he's a doctor of psychology, that doesn't mean anything. When he says he's a school psychologist, that doesn't mean anything because he's not a school psychologist. Now, just because you have a degree in something doesn't mean that that's your occupation. So he has a PsyD, but that doesn't mean that he's a clinical psychologist because he's not practicing anywhere. He doesn't have a license to practice. He doesn't have any certifications. That's illegal too. It's illegal for Umar to on his Instagram page to say that he's a certified school psychologist and a certified principal when he holds no certifications. None in 2025 and in 2020 and in 2023, if memory serves me correctly. I look back then. Now, did he once have some certifications? Yeah, but in recent history, no. But he still tells people that he does. He's a trip. Thanks, Mr. Shimano. I'm gonna look for that video before we get up out of here because that was crazy. That was one of the videos that really, one of the first times where it really pissed me off. I was so pissed off when we first watched that video. Thank you again, Mistress Monica, for the super chat. Usual Device says Umar Johnson talks so feminine that he has. No. Come on, man, you be tripping. You just be tripping. You take it too far. Creel says you're talking about the dark triad. It is mostly associated with cluster B disorder. Okay. Cluster B disorders. Yeah, let me give you guys a definition of cluster B because we talked about that in the past too. Cluster B refers to a group of personality disorders characterized by dramatic, Umar, emotional, Umar, or unpredictable behavior. Even when he's doing the super circle rant, that's unpredictable behavior, And he starts acting crazy, gets the thing, and he's doing like this, and then he acts like it's a bomb. This cluster includes antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. I've talked a lot about what the histrionic with Umar, and narcissistic personality disorder. The disorders often involve challenges with emotional regulation and unstable relationships. Well, that's Umar. The first bit that we covered today, where he was going off on Zora, that's emotional regulation. He has difficulty regulating his emotions. He'll go crazy, then he has to calm himself down, and he's trying to keep calm, but then he goes crazy again. And then, of course, unstable relationships. When was the last time you guys heard Umar talk about being in a long-standing relationship with a woman? Never. And even if you want to look at outside of intimate relationships, look at all of the people. We can go down a list, all the people that Umar has fallen out with. Go and put some names in there inside the chat room, because he's unable to maintain relationships. It's never stable with this guy. Look at all the women that he's dealt with, and he burns bridges over and over and over again. Okay, that's this right here, clearly. All right, thank you, Krill, and thanks for bringing that up to the cluster B, because we haven't talked about that in a long time. Cluster B, yeah. Thank you. Okay, did I get to everyone? Okay, because we're really running out of time here. Thank you, Krill, for super chat. Thank you, 225. Iceman, what's up, man? Says you might have it under dirty socks too. No, it's not under dirty socks Tuesday. It might be though. Let me check. No, thanks for the super chat. Okay, let's because we got to start winding this down now, because I got 10 minutes here. I might have to extend this. Here we go. We have to at least get through this video. So let's keep going here. Thanks everyone for the super chats. Thanks everyone, the mods too, for handling business. We have over 641 likes, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. We still have about 1,351 people in the building. 1,295 votes. The question is, does Umar Johnson respect Black women? 9% said yes. 91% said no. All right. Okay, I'm going to put no, obviously. All right. Okay, here we go.
Show them.
And then Mixtress Monaco. I'm going to see if I can find that video right now. I'll be right back.
You mean business. Show up like you mean business. That means, Black mother, don't go to the school in your damn pajamas. The next time I see a Black mother, you know what? At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm going to have a Super Soaker water gun.
Here you go.
At the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, I'm going to have a super...
Yeah, I think we already covered this part. So let me skip through. Okay, here we go. I'll start right here.
Friendly. Be business oriented. There we go. We have a pajama mama, she confessed. Sister, no more pajama mamas.
You are ridiculous.
Show up like you mean business. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously.
Okay, I found the video.
If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously, brothers and sisters. Ladies, I know y'all love me. I know y'all ladies love me because I fight for the kids, brothers. See, me and y'all, we not the same. Right? Y'all get the women with your money, with your looks, with your car, with your...
See this shit right here? This is what you call projecting. Okay, watch this right quick. And I found out a video, Mr. Romano. I'm pulling a minute. We're going to extend some time. Shit. I said 2 hours? Shit. And when I say 2 hours, I'm supposed to be done in 10 minutes. That's all I'm saying. But it wouldn't be 10 minutes. So maybe we go 10 minutes from the time I started, because y'all was late today. See, sound like Umar, right? But you see this right here, what Umar is doing, this is what you call projecting. Let me give you guys a definition of projecting, because we've been talking about this a lot lately. Umar, he's fascinating. Projection, we could say projection, meaning, we're going to put psychology. So in psychology, projection is a defense mechanism where a person attributes their own unacceptable thoughts, feelings, or behaviors onto another person or group. This allows the individual to avoid confronting their own internal conflicts and maintain a positive self-image. That the need for Umar to maintain a positive self-image is also tied to the narcissism. So an example, a person who is secretly jealous of their partner may project their jealousy onto them, accusing their partner of being jealous or unfaithful, right? Key features: unconscious process, shifts blame and responsibility to others, sabotage, projects against self-awareness and negative traits, and can be a sign of underlying mental health issues, use cases, avoiding guilt or shame, rationalizing their own actions, and reducing anxiety or fear. Okay, so check this out. Umar projecting. Listen to what he says here.
With your looks, with your car, with your pajamas, with sex crumbs on you. Let's move on. Be business oriented with the school, not friendly. Be business oriented with the school, not friendly. Be business oriented. There we go. We have a pajama mama, she confessed. Sister, no more pajama mamas. Show up like you mean business. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously. If you don't take school seriously, they're not going to take teaching your child seriously, brothers and sisters.
Okay, here we go right here.
Ladies, I know y'all love me. I know y'all ladies love me because I fight for the kids, brothers. See, me and y'all, we not the same.
Now, this is directed at men, but notice before he says that, what he said just there, he prefaces by saying, we are not the same. Okay, so why is that relevant? Because really what Umar is talking about is how he goes about getting women versus you men out there that he's talking to, how you get women. But listen to what he says prior to that. Watch this.
Ladies, I know y'all love me.
See, it's about the ladies loving him.
I know y'all ladies love me because I fight for the kids, brothers.
See, he fights for the kids. See, that's how he gets the women, because he tells people that he's fighting for. He tells the women that he's fighting for the kids. Y'all see what he's doing here? He's projecting. See, this is directed at men. We're not the same because I fight for the kids, but that's why the women love me. Yeah, but he uses the kids to get at the women because they ain't got nothing to do with love. Again, he's non-committal. He's never been married. He's never been in a long-standing relationship with a woman. Y'all see how deviant this guy is? This is what you call projecting. Watch what he says next.
See, me and y'all, we not the same, right? Y'all get the women with your money.
Umar doesn't have his own money. He hasn't worked consistently since 2011. He's a charity case. He doesn't have his own money.
With your looks,
looks. Well, that's because Umar, his self-image. See, whatever people may think in terms of how Umar looks, he has a very low self-esteem. He lacks confidence, including on how he looks. That's why when you'll see him manicuring his beard and he'll ask, well, ladies, how do I look? And all this kind of shit. That's not what men do. You take it or leave it. Real talk. Women, you take it or leave it. But Umar, he's preoccupied with that because his self-esteem is so low, including how he looks physically, even though he tried to play it off. That's why he's always overcompensating for that shit. What does he say? The melanin drip, blah, blah. No, that's just you overcompensating because you think that you're real dark skinned. You have all these issues. And that's why you're always talking about light skin, dark skin, different colored cookies, the pina colada ones and the chocolate fudge and the hot, warm salt and the peanut butter, all this shit. Your mama called you darky or blacky or whatever it was. So he has all these hangups and he's not particularly dark skinned. I'm gonna start. I mean, like really, he's not. But this is in his mind. So self-concept, self-esteem, how he sees himself. That's why he says, "With your looks." Listen to this guy. Remember, y'all different than him because he don't do it with his look. Because he ain't do it with his money. He ain't got no money either.
With your looks, with your car.
With your car. Umar doesn't have a car. You see what I'm saying?
With your jewelry.
Umar doesn't really wear jewelry. There's been a couple of times where one time he had on a FDMG, he probably spawned that shit by now, but an FDMG gold chain. And then when he's on DJ Vlad, he wanted to try to look hip hopish. So he had this little thing. I ain't seen that since. But you don't see Umar wearing flashy jewelry. Okay, he'll wear an ong or some shit, a baby gator head.
With your bank account. That's how.
Don't bring up bank accounts, you bum.
How y'all get the queens, right? Y'all lead with materialism because that's all you got.
Mm-hmm.
You lead with what you have. You get the queens with what you have. I got money, I got car, I got house, I got this.
See, Umar doesn't have a home. He doesn't have a house. He's living in mama closet. He also just lives, inside a hotel motel room. You see the projecting? He's talking about himself in essence, but he wants to make it seem like you men out there, this is how you get the women with all these fancy things and something's wrong with you. No, Umar, something's wrong with you because first of all, at your age, you should have your own vehicles. You should have your own place to stay. You shouldn't be trying to live off of your mama at 51 years old. You should have your own money. You see what I'm saying? But he wants to make it seem like these black men out here are something wrong with y'all. Furthermore, Umar, you shouldn't be using black boys, because this is the preface of all of this. You shouldn't be trying the idea that you're going to save these black boys to get in these women's underwear. You shouldn't be doing that. You a punk. Real talk. No game. That's sleazy. It really is. That's sleazy. You got to use black boys to get at these women? No game.
You lead with possessions. You lead with what you have. I lead with who I am.
Yeah, you're a predator. You prey on these single black mothers, and you use their sons, like you said as a preface, to get at them.
With who I am. I get the queens for who I am. You get the queens for what you have. You see the difference? I will always be who I am, but you may not always have that.
This sounds like the SETI ran a bit.
That's the difference between me and y'all. I serve the community.
No, he doesn't. The community serves Umar. He's a charity case.
Serve the people. I serve the children.
No, he don't serve the children. You guys don't see him dealing with children.
The parents. I'm building the institutions.
No, you're not. You're not building shit. You need to cut out. See, this is what I mean by the manipulation. You ain't building nothing. You purchased these trap bandos allegedly, okay, because you could have just gotten a mortgage, but you said that you purchased them flat out, raw cash, as it were. Well, we'll go with what you say, with no proof. And you've been sitting on these shits for the last 6.5 years, getting close to 7 years. Has anyone seen Umar build anything up there? I'll wait. Real quick, Cook Sports Chat. We're going to extend this shit tonight. Let me get my phone. Someone please tell me, what have you seen Umar build anything up there? Umar Johnson followers in the chat room. Shout out to Umar Johnson followers. Give me 3 things that Umar Johnson has built up there since February of 2019. Because building is not the same as renovating. Hit the one. I'm sorry. Let me stop. I'm trying to texting my wife. I shouldn't even be doing that right now. Let me look in this chat room. Puff Diddy said a book collection. Let me get up out of here. Some of this is too much. Yeah. He painted over some mold, but that's not building. He built a pile of garbage. He built a pile. He cut it out. He said Umar built a pile of feces in them toilets. Oh man. No, I'm being serious now. Yeah, I know. I need to cut it out. I'm being serious. Can anyone give me anything? Said, bro is a whole bum. Burger King cock. He need to go get a job at Burger King. That's what he needs to do. He fits the mold anyway as a Burger King. All right. Thank you for that. Anyone have any anything? All right. Dallas says you playing Umar got them iced out FDMG wrist. Said you playing Umar got them iced out FDMG wristbands. Boy, them things look so anyway. Yeah, the red, black, green ones. They all tight and shit. They real tight on him. They're about this big and shit. Real tight on him. All right. Thanks, Dallas. See, can't nobody come up with anything because he hasn't built anything up there. See, there's a difference between building and renovating. Building is where you're actually building something. You know, you're putting up structure, you're putting up drywall. You know, in some cases that could be foundation. Even then you build up, putting on a roof, so forth and so on. Now, what Umar is doing is called renovating. The structure is already there. The structure's already there. So there's things that need to be fixed. That's not the same as building. So even the terminology that Umar uses, it's really manipulating. He'll say, who's building an institution? Umar, you're not building an institution. You purchased some trap bandos and you've been sitting on them with your lazy ass since 2019. It's about to be 7 years. Lazy lima bean. All right. All right. I was trying to be serious, but y'all putting all kind of stuff up in here. Since someone said, let me stop. Let me get out this chat room. But Kit Bonner, how's it going? It says all people attract by who they, let's see, all people attract by who they something. I'm sorry. And then he says he's projecting. Yeah. Umar, he's projecting this whole rant that he's giving right here. He's projecting. What I think is that in the chat room, there was a male who said something that Umar didn't like. And then that's why Umar responds this way. But he's really talking about himself. Again, he doesn't have his own place. He doesn't have his own car. He doesn't have his own money. But then he wants to flip it around as if, black men, everyone else, because you're not like him, you guys are doing something wrong. No, Umar, you're doing something wrong because you're using black boys to get at these women. And then you get money, you get sex out of them, but then you still end up right back where you're at, which is basically a homeless bum. Okay? There's something wrong with that. Thanks, Kitwana. Serena says he built the FDMG donations box. Yeah. He recently he showed the donation box. That's about it. Yeah. But you guys see what I'm saying? There's a difference between renovating and actually building something. See, building occurs prior to renovation. Renovation usually is if you want to improve something that's already been built, or there's an extensive repair that needs to be done on something that's already built. But Umar goes to building, but you don't see him building anything. Not including Umar Johnson's fault. You guys can't give me evidence of Umar building something up there. He hasn't done it. But he'll say that. Okay, but that's part of the manipulation. Thanks, Sharita. User225 says, ladies, if you fall for Umar Johnson's rhetoric, then he's succeeded in dragging you down to his level. Lenon, the type. Guys will wear down women to get with them. Yeah. There's a woman that I was talked with. She didn't want to come on. But she did, and I can't say too much, but she did say that Umar invited her to a hotel room. She came up, there was kicking it, and he wanted to get busy, but she said no. But he kept being persistent over a number of hours, and then she finally gave it up. Okay, well that's Umar dragging the woman down to his level. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Thank you, user 225. Did I get to all the super chats? I think I did. Let me just check here real quick. Oh wait, here's one right here. It's only when he needs donations, but it's only me spending donations. Mind of Umar. Okay, so it's only we when he needs donations. You're right, but it's only me spending donations. The mind of Umar Johnson, no school of Umar, no school. You're right about that. That's true. He will say, we need donations, family. We need donations. He won't say I. He'll say we. Okay. And there's only been a couple of times where he said I. Like, for instance, when it was personal donations, we was talking about how he needed money for himself and for his mama because his bank account's getting frozen. But that was like a special fantasy that Umar created. But you're right. When he's talking about donations for the FDMG school scam, consistently what Umar says is we. We need those donations, family. Get on your cash app. Get on your cash app. But then when it comes to spending those donations, there is no we. It's just Umar. That's a good point right there. Y'all know what I'm saying? Or you know what? Let me just, what Deacon is saying here? When Umar asks for money, I can't think of many times where he says, I need money. Or because when he says FDMG, he's always saying we. We need them donations, family. We need them donations. But in terms of where that money is going and the spending of that donation money, it's just Umar. There is no we. It's just Umar. Right? That's a good point. And thanks for the super chat, Deacon. PP says his verbal abuse towards black women, coupled with how he treats his own mother, is evidence of his disdain for black women. Stellar reporting. Thank you so much. I appreciate those kind words and the trophy. All right. You're right. People have said this, and it's true that how Umar treats his mother is indicative of his hatred towards black women. I can't remember where I saw someone posted this. I think either that or I saw it in an article or something recently. Just looking at, because I've studied enmeshment. Umar has enmeshment issues with his mother, but it's more about control, him controlling her for his own benefit. But the thing is that so I think someone had posted this where they were saying that Umar allowing his mother to suffer like she has because of his negligence as the primary caretaker is actually Umar's way of getting back at his mother for the harm that she caused him in his childhood, including Umar being shipped off to boarding school. And I think that there's truth to that. See, I never showed this, but Lene sent me the text messages where she was texting back with Umar and talking about Umar's mother's physical condition and what was going on with her mother. And she was trying to remedy all that. And you guys should see how Umar responded. It's like he didn't even care. I didn't show it, but you can tell clearly he did not care. So her suffering wasn't something he cared about. You know, obviously it didn't matter, because if it mattered, as the primary caretaker, he would be there and be there consistently, but he's been traveling all over the world until more recently. Now Umar has to move differently because there's organizations that are looking into his mother's condition at this point. I don't know if I should use the term organization, but there's agencies who are looking into his mother's situation. So he has to be present more and play the part as the primary caretaker. That's why you guys look at his schedule. It's not like what it normally is. He ain't got nothing going on, really. Go look at his schedule. So he has to move differently. But that's because Lene came out and spilled the beans. But his mother should not have been in that position in the first place. If he truly cared and loved her, he wouldn't have her in that situation in the first place. Again, Umar's raised millions of dollars. What he should have done is bought himself a decent home. It could be a 3-bedroom home. Okay, use one for him, a second for his office, set it up real nice. And that's where he live streams every single day. And he's making crazy money, monetized. He's making crazy money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, fucking dollars a year. I kid you not. Easy. He wouldn't have to do all this scamming. And then the other room is for his mama. And then he have caretakers come through, and then use the money that she receives on that as opposed to using it on himself. But no, not Umar. He wants to keep scamming and scheming and traveling the world, crushing cookies, so forth and so on. His mother's suffering, and he don't give a shit. He didn't care. Live off of the mama. Take over the whole second floor. Got a mama stranded downstairs. She's bedridden. Suffering. He don't care. So if he don't care about his own mama, why would any of these women think that somehow he gonna care about you, or for your kids for that matter? He don't care about his own kids. You right about this. You so right. Thank you for the super chat, PPs and Peter Builds. All right, I think I got all caught up here. Why WDYM? I don't know what that means. He don't practice any. He practice scat. Okay, I don't. All right, thanks, you T5. You mean to tell me doo-doo splash? Boy, this chat room is crazy. Astro Malcolm says, "You mean to tell me doo-doo splash ain't a doctor?" Say, well, what you doing today? Oh, I'm a doo-doo splash. I'm a doo-doo splash all day. I said, what? He said, what you gonna do? I'm a doo-doo blast. Doo-doo splash all day. I'm busy all day. I'm doo-doo splashing. All right. That's wild. Thank you, Astro Malcolm. Boy, this chat room is crazy. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. I found the video. I'm gonna pull it up before we get up out of here. All right, thanks everyone for the super chats. Say Umar thinks he's Gerald Levert. yeah, living in mama closet. Okay. Miranda says he built 3 Dookie towers. Said, what has Umar built up there at the trap battle? He built 3 Dookie towers in the toilets. That's for sure. Yeah, we know that. Okay. Sorry, I'm cutting up tonight. This is okay. We having a good time. That's what I'm saying. I have to figure out a way, because this Umar Johnson saga, it can't go past another year and a half. So we have to find something else just to get together and have a good time. Okay, we got to figure something out. Thank you, Miranda. Mr. CLL says, new song, Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. If you got that crack rock, you can be my friend. Okay, all right. Thank you, MRCL. LOL says, no gin today. He be smoking crack. All right. Dallas says, Umar, a prime example of you reap what you sow. I agree with that. I agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. Thank you, everyone. LOL, Dallas, Mr. CLL, Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. All right. Thank you all for the super chats. D says, I'm too drunk for this. Good night. Okay. All right. Good night. All right. Get some rest. Abdul Latif Shakur says, Umar is the Willie Lynch syndrome personified. Yeah. Well, the thing is that his whole perspective on Black people is extremely negative. Even the scenarios that he creates in his mind, delusional, deviant mind, it's all negative. When he creates this whole scenario about Black women coming to school with the pajamas on, he calls them pajama mamas and what he's going to do to them and so forth and so on. You let a white person talk like that about Black women. But Umar gets a pass. Thank you for the super chat. User 225 says Umar is a licensed scatologist. Okay, all right, that's enough. Thank you, User 225. All right, we have to get through this video, and then we'll close out. I'll play just, and I'm not going to play much of it anyway because it's really inappropriate to have this young lady telling all this little girl's business. It's not even a young lady; she's a little girl, and then live stream. I'm going to pull that up because Mistress Monica brought that up earlier, and I have it lined up, queued up already. So, but let's finish with this video. We have 4 other videos that I want to get to, and we'll just make this a series. And so we'll pick this up unless Umar live streams this weekend. I'll go live and cover that new video. But other than that, we'll start back with this on Monday, and we'll pick up where we left off. But let's get through this video real quick, okay? Here we go. And we got about 1,400 people, 1,415 people in the building. The poll question is, does Umar Johnson respect Black women? 90% said no, 10% said yes. We have over 700 likes, so we did fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Good quartets, undefeated. All right, here we go.
I get the love from the queens for who I am. You ninjas got to dress up with $5,000 worth of clothes on, $50,000 watch, $100,000 car. That's how you get the queens. You have
No, not at all. What you talking about?
to Europeanize yourself to get the queen. I just show up, 6'3", North Philly beard, King Kong consciousness, melanin drip, Leo C.
See the melanin drip? I referenced that earlier. This is all Umar trying to make himself feel better about himself.
And I get the queens. We not the same, my brother. We not the same. I pull up with a dashiki and some wooden beads, and you can't compete with me. With your Benz, your money, you still can't
See, remember I said about the beads and the right?
compete with me.
The wooden necklaces and the.
Because you competing with who I am with what you have. But I digress. But I digress. Single parent conference coming soon. Conscious singles convention coming soon.
None of that happened.
Single parent conference coming soon. Conscious singles convention coming soon. Single Black parent conference coming soon. Conscious singles convention coming soon. Let's go next. Know the code of conduct. I'm telling you right now, if you are a Black parent and you have not read your school district's code of conduct from front to back.
Okay, I think that's all for this video. Let me just make sure. Boy, he look at him.
You must read your school district code of.
All right.
You have to know your child, because your child will make a fool out of you.
Damn.
Your child will make a fool out of you. And that's why we got to raise children with integrity and honesty.
Wow, look who's talking. He don't take care of his own kids.
We have to raise children with integrity and honesty. We have to raise children with integrity and honesty. We have to raise children with integrity and honesty. We have to raise children with integrity and honesty. Don't raise no liar, because if you raise a liar, they will lie to you and have you looking like a fool in front of them white folks.
Look at this guy.
They will lie to you and have you looking like a fool in front of those white folks.
All right, let me skip through. I
Because
think
you
that's everything.
brothers are bunny hoppers, I can't hang your picture up in my school. I would love to hang Terrell Owens' picture up.
Yeah,
Hall of
this is just Umar taking shots at successful black men.
Famer, great guy. I would love to hang Shannon Sharp picture up, 3-time Super Bowl.
Okay, well, what about Frederick Douglass, though? With Helen Pitts. Hit the one? You named the school after him. So what you talking about? He's on the mural. He's a bunny hopper. And so what if he wanted to get a white woman? That's what you want. Hit the one. You hear this guy?
Hall of Famer. Shannon Sharp stood up for the community during the COVID and during police brutality. Shannon Sharp really went to war. And then I found out after Shannon Sharp went to war that he don't date black queens. I can't hang you up. I love Dave Chappelle.
Here he
But
goes.
Dave Chappelle be using the N-word too much around white folks, and he bunny hopped. I love Richard Pryor, rest in paradise. I love Richard Pryor, rest.
What do you talk? Listen, what's his name's wife? She's not white. She's Filipina. What are you talking about, Umar? You're so stupid. What are you talking about? She fine too. I don't know what you're talking about. Look up here. And never mind. Let me stop. Oh, bum. Here we go.
Paradise. But he made the N-word too comfortable around white folks, and he bunny hopped. If you bunny hopped, you can't go on the walls of FDMG Academy. If you bunny hopped, you can't go on the walls of FDMG Academy. You can't. No disrespect. No disrespect. But if you bunny hopped, you can't go on the wall. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. That's a rule. That's a rule. I'm the most consistent scholar you know. I'm not just the best speaker. I'm not just the most loved. And
Okay, this is all narcissism. But look. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at this. Frederick Douglass, the bunny hopper. His second wife, Helen Pitts, she's the one sitting down. And that's her sister, Eva Pitts. So, Umar, by your logic, you can't have Frederick Douglass on the wall, homeboy. And if you can't have him on the wall at this fake, funky school that doesn't exist, then you can't name the fake, funky school after the bunny hopper, right? That's Frederick Douglass sitting right there, and that's Helen Pitts looking at him lustful. Let me stop. He said, I got me a black man. I said, I've been wanting one. Let me stop. Bougie Barbie says, ever notice how he preaches that parents need to be well informed about their children's education, but won't post anything about his own school? Yeah, he won't post nothing about his own school curriculum, who the teachers are, what classrooms are going to be for what top, because normally the classroom, they have a specific, that'd be the history teacher in that classroom, such. Yeah, that was a good point. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. Derek says, hey, yesterday was my birthday. Can I get a quick rendition of Run Them Donations? Thanks. Yeah, sure. Happy birthday to Derek. Happy birthday to you. Run them donations for you. Run them donations today. Happy birthday, Derek Davis. Thank you. Let's see. Run them donations, baby. Run them donations, baby. Run them donations, baby. And get on your Cash App, don't be lazy. These hot cookies got me going crazy. Run them donations, baby. for good, yeah, for good, yeah, for good. Uh-oh, that's too much. I'm in the wrong key because it's too high. I can't go up there. I needed to probably about, let's see, maybe two whole steps lower, and I could have gotten it. Anyway, happy birthday, Derek. Okay, I think I got all caught up in there. Let's finish up with this video, and I want to play one last thing. We're up out of here. Here we go. And again, this is a picture of Frederick Douglass and his second wife, Helen Pitts. Umar, he always has an excuse. Well, what about? Okay, there we go. Misdirection, deflection. What about his first wife, who was blue, black, purple? No, he's a bunny hopper. He's a bunny. Frederick Douglass is a bunny hopper. Okay. All right, here we go.
Most hated. I'm not only the most loved and the most hated. I'm not only the most credentialed and the most requested and the most relevant and the most traveled. I'm the most consistent.
You're the most scamming. Okay, I think that's everything in terms of the disrespect of black women. All right, so to close out, I just want to play the first like maybe 20 seconds of this video. I've never played the whole thing because it's just so inappropriate. They have this little girl in here, and it just goes to show you Umar. Even this, it shows he has no respect for black women. Let me go ahead and close out this poll. The poll question is: does Umar Johnson respect black women? We had 1,494 votes. Can we get to 1,500? We need 6 more votes. Can we do that real quick before I close this poll out? Just because you get a nice round number, we can get up to 1,500. We have 755 likes, which is fantastic. Thank you guys so much. I would say let's go for 800, but I'm not going to be greedy. I'm thankful. I appreciate it. 1,499 likes. We need one more, votes. There we go. 1,500 votes. Thank you guys so much. Good Quartet's undefeated. Does Umar Johnson respect black women? 90% said no. 10% said yes. We'll continue this series on Monday because I have like 4 other videos I want to get to give examples of this. And again, if Umar goes live during the weekend, we'll cover it over the weekend. I normally don't live stream during the weekend. Okay, so let me close this poll out. Thanks everyone who voted. I appreciate it. Thanks to the mods too for handling business today. I appreciate y'all. Last thing I want to share with you guys, this video is from 2018, September 20th of 2018. And this was Umar's first live black parent, I guess you want to call it a parent conference, but it's more like a consultation, if you will. And it's an absolute disgrace. This was one of the videos, one of the first videos that I saw where it really infuriated me. And I'll explain why in just a moment. So let's check this out. Here we go.
That's a phone, but it's not me.
Oh.
The only live. We on?
I
think we are. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
You good?
6 people just joined. Yep.
Okay. So we good.
Okay.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am live in South Jersey, and today I'm going to be conducting my very first live Black Parent Consultation. The reason we're doing this live is we want to give you guys an opportunity to learn about some of the issues that we're
this is a disgrace.
Having in school, public, parochial, charter, and independent school, as it relates to protecting our children. Although most of the time we're talking about saving our sons, tonight we're going to be talking about saving one of our daughters, one of our beautiful black princesses. So tonight's consult is going to focus on one of our young ladies. This is not a therapy session.
See, Umar's careful to say it's not a therapy session because he's not a therapist, but he has claimed to be a therapist several times, child therapist, family therapist, so forth and so on. But you notice he says that it's not a therapy session. He's never given therapy, but he does tell people he's never been licensed to. He's not even educated for that. But he has told people that he is that he's a therapist and he does therapy, so forth and so on. One time he also said he does therapy specifically for gay kids or something like that. Just goofy.
Not a psychological evaluation. And we want to thank the mom, the mother, our sister, the queen.
Yeah, he says it's not a psychological evaluation. This is 2018. Umar, again, he hasn't worked as a school psychologist since 2011. So this is 7 years later. But he runs around pretending, even in 2025, that he's a school psychologist.
Here for being,
real talk. People should ask him. They should ask him, okay, what school are you a school psychologist at? And Umar can't answer that. Well, and then he may make an excuse. Well, I don't want to tell you all that. Because, well, what about last year? What about the year before that? What about the year before that? Just go all the way back to 2011. because he can't say that, okay, well, if he was a school psychologist in 2016, why can't you tell people where that was? You don't work there anymore, right? But the truth is he hasn't worked consistently as to any degree since 2011. And the last time he worked as a school psychologist was back in 2010.
Gracious enough to let you guys in her home to hear this conversation
in her home, and Umar got his shoes off with socks on, just chilling on the couch.
Hopes that if there's some other black parents out there going through the same thing that she's going through, you'll be able to learn about some strategies, some techniques, some laws, and some steps that you can take to help
Somebody
protect
said
your
turn on the
children
light.
as she's learning to protect hers. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. How you doing today, young lady?
Good, Dr. Umar Johnson.
All right. All
Somebody
right.
said, please.
Now you can't be talking because you taping. Okay.
That's that little girl's house. It ain't your house. Who are you, the man of the house? I'm gonna be real with y'all. Her daddy, if he pulled up right there and slapped the shit out of Umar, I'd be like, okay, real talk, hit the one. Umar has this little, and throughout this, I can't even play it. Throughout this live stream, they're telling all this little girl's business. All of her business. I can't even play it. And the saddest part is that the little girl is holding the cell phone the whole time. In this video, it's a disgrace. This video pissed me off so bad when I first saw it. This video goes for 57 minutes and 12 seconds. So this little girl, bless her heart, sat up, he had to stand, not even sit, had to stand holding this phone for 57 minutes and 12 seconds while Umar and her mama told all her business for the world to see. You think Umar has respect for black women? No. You think he has respect for black girls? Absolutely not. That's some bullshit right there. Listen, real talk, even if it wasn't her dad, if it was an uncle or a cousin that rolled through and slapped the shit out of Umar on the live, I'd be like, all right. Real talk. It's a disgrace. And Umar sitting his funky, let me stop. Like he the man of the house. Look at him. Look at this guy. In the cut, legs all open, dirty ass socks on. Disgrace. No respect. Okay, let's go ahead and close out this show. Thank you guys so much for. There's some more super chats. I'm gonna get to those before we get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're at 792 likes. Let's go for 800. Okay, 8 more likes and we'll be at 800. Thank you guys again. If Umar goes live this weekend, we'll cover it. I normally don't go live on the weekends, but if not, then what we'll do is we'll pick up where we left off on Monday. There's 4 more videos I want to get to. We'll get to the next 2 at least on Monday. Okay, we're gonna get to Umar threatening his baby mamas as an example of disrespect, going in on his daughter as another example of disrespect. The Lenon rant, that was ridiculous. And then also Umar, when he's sitting in Mama Claus, he had on those belts, the WWF belt, just ridiculous. All that's disrespectful towards black women. He has no respect whatsoever. Okay, let me just do these final super chats real quick, and then we'll be up out of here. Again, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Let's see. This is from Corruption Point. Says revolutionaries like Umar are so boring and tired. Imagine never enjoying movies, games, comics, anime, etc., because it doesn't have enough melanin. No, the truth is, a lot of Umar's rhetoric about blackity black and this and that, he doesn't follow that stuff. That's just. I mean, Umar does. And Lenon said this. Umar does the same thing that the average person would do. He does. He'll tell, as an example, he'll tell black people, you shouldn't be spending money with these white people on these white businesses and restaurants or the Asians. But Lenon was like, yeah, he was like, let's go get some Chinese food. Umar used to talk a lot about the Cheesecake Factory. Well, what is that? Black people? No, come on. What are you talking about? So he's an average, everyday person that just lives. But then again, he's a hypocrite. We covered it yesterday. Umar's the ultimate hypocrite because what he tells black people that they should be doing under the guise that this is revolutionary, that they shouldn't be doing. He does those things. He tells black people don't buy Nikes, but he be walking around with the Nike Airs that someone said is $120 shoes or 200 something like that. I wish I would. You ain't gonna catch. No, I ain't gonna do that. I got too many big kids. I can afford it, but I ain't gonna do that. To me, it's a waste of money. Y'all probably got money like that. You ain't got all these kids, so you do what you want to. But I ain't gonna do that. I give me some regular old shoes. I'm good. The point is, Umar tell black people you can't do that, but then he goes and he wears them. He be wearing it. He tell the, he'll wear the little polo shirts and shit, but say, "Oh, don't be supporting the white man." Blah blah. What are you talking about, Umar? Them janky jeans he be wearing. What did he get that from the black store? The black manufacturers? I don't think so. Anyway, Umar enjoys watching movies. He, in particular, he likes watching horror movies. I have an interview with him because the lady was like, "Well, what do you do in your spare time?" Well, I like to watch horror movies. I like to eat. I like to sleep. He actually said, "I like to take naps." Well, that makes sense. You bum, lazy. And he said, "I like to watch movies. I like to sit on the couch." Yeah, your mama couch, because you ain't got no couch at FDMG. He likes to sit. He a couch potato. He likes to sit, or when he in the hotel motel rooms, that's what he just sit. He watch movies. That's what he do. Thanks, Corruption Point. What's up, 100% Real Man says, got to have me a snow bunny. I can't stop, won't stop. Take that, take that, take that. All right. You ain't got to tell all your business now, my brother. All right. He said, take that. Oh, you crazy. Thank you for the super chat, sir. He said, all right. User 225 says he want a woman to destroy toilets with together. Okay, he want a queen. All right, all right, a poop queen. Thank you, User 225. Seth, what's up? Seth says Frederick was all pro pink. Right. Well, he got him a white woman. That's his business. If he wanted a white woman, Helen Pitts, that's fine. She was younger too. He was older. He wanted him a young snow bunny. That's what he wanted. All right. That's where Shannon Sharp got the idea from, evidently. Then, all right, let me stop. Thanks, Seth. Mr. Smile says malpractice and HIPAA violations. And see, I can't play all that stuff that they were all in this girl's business, and she's holding the phone the whole time. This total disgrace. And not to be like that, but the mama's wrong too. The mama is wrong. But Umar, this is what he do. And I wouldn't be surprised that he was, real quick, we all adults. I wouldn't be surprised if Umar was hitting, take that. But then, can you make me a meal? Let me come through. I'm going to do this thing, blah, blah, blah. You can make me a meal. We can eat together, blah, blah, blah. I would not be surprised at all. Predator. But this poor little baby, she's held that phone and listened to all them telling all her business. It's just a damn shame. I can't even play it. I could, but it's just not right. Thanks, Mixer Smile. Thanks for reminding me about that too, because I forgot about that. Just ridiculous. Deacon says therapy at Motel 6. No, they're not at a motel. It's at the woman's residence, and that's just horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And people are talking about the lighting because it's all dark in there. Ridiculous. And then Umar's sitting up there like he's the man of the house. Ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Deacon. Thidi Vera says, I know them feet stink and them socks are sorry. Yeah, the socks all dirty. I wonder where that woman is. Well, if she ever see this video, she want to come on she probably wouldn't want to come on, but anyway. Good to see you. And I know you said you've been around. I just hadn't seen you in the chat room, so good to see you here today. Thidi Vera, appreciate it. And then Dominique says, but won't sit on grandmama couch to see his daughter. Amen. Ain't that deep? He'll go sit on this woman's couch and tell all so that he can. I don't know what is the point. Well, I think he's trying to present himself as some sort of professional. But he can go sit on this woman's couch and have this little girl hold the phone for 57 minutes and then tell all the little girls' business. He telling all her business. Mama telling the business. They looking at her paperwork and all this stuff. HIPAA violations all over the place. But Umar can't go sit on the grandmama couch with the supervised visitation to see his own daughter. Amen to that. You're right on that. Shout out to Dominique. Thank you for a super chat, sir. Douglas and Garvey ideologies don't line up. You're absolutely, they're opposite. They're opposite. Frederick Douglass was an integrationist in essence. Marcus Garvey, he was in a sense, at least the rhetoric was that he was a segregationist, even though he never went to Africa. Right? But you're right. They're what is it? There's a term for it. I just can't think of it right now. I had it earlier, but I can't remember. But anyway, they don't line up. Okay, they're contradictory. Just like, it makes sense because look, Umar, right? Just like Frederick Douglass with the snow bunny is contradictory. But that's Umar. Thank you, Dominique. 100% Real Man says, some grit money, Lenor. What's your hat size? I would like to send you a Texas-made cowboy hat. I don't know. What do you have to do? Just like, because it's big. I know that. It's you, because I can find out the measure. I'll just measure, like, I'll look up it online, and then next time you're on here, I'll let you know. If you want to, you can email me. There's these places called Boot Barn, and they sell hats. I may go get one fitted and get one, and then I'll let you know if you want to send me one from Texas. That would be awesome. I'll buy it off you. Okay, just let me know how much it costs. I'll send you money. Thank you, 100% Real Man. And I'm gonna need it too, anyway. Because I'm trying to get me a horse. That's right. I'm getting me a horse and a cowboy boots, and I'm gonna be singing songs with a guitar. I kid you not. Yeah. No, she's a young woman, all right. And on and wigging, it's when you ain't making all right. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? Y'all think I'm bullshitting? That's right. I already got me a couple of cows in the back. I'm just playing. Yeah, I'll buy it off you. Just maybe email me, and then I'll get the measurements. And if you got one from Texas, that'd be cool. Okay, that's like I could pass that down as a family heirloom. All right, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. User 225 says, if FDMG open, he posts all the kids' business online. Oh no, he posts all the kids' business online. Yeah, he probably would. Okay, all right. Shout out to User 225. Thank you guys so much for tuning on into this live stream. I was trying to do 2 hours, but we did good. We did 2.5 hours, but I was supposed to be done 40 minutes ago. That's okay. We'll be back for sure on Monday, unless Umar goes live during the weekend. We'll cover it. I want to thank everyone so much. I hope you enjoyed the show. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Again, like I've been thinking, because this saga, Umar saga, it has to end at some point. And when that does, we got to figure some other way to still get together and hang out and have a good time. Okay, my mind is racing on that. I'm thinking about that now in advance. Okay, I also have a contingency plan, but that's something separate. Okay, I'm going to play the same intro today for anyone who missed it. Because it's quite telling. It shows Umar, he's predatory towards these black women. He has no respect for them. And like quite a few people mentioned today, a lot of what he talks about is just like sex stuff. Okay, what does that have to do with educating black boys? What does that have to do with psychology, right? And being the quote unquote Prince of Pan African? Well, nothing. Because ultimately, that is what Umar is about. It is about exploiting black women. And you can't say, no one can tell me that you have respect for black women while you're disrespecting them by exploiting them financially and sexually. You guys understand what I'm saying? Well, that's Umar. Real talk. Shout out to the Cookie Crush chatting, as we always do.
Is come together and use your spiritual power to get what y'all need from black men. Now, y'all look around Detroit, y'all say, we ain't got no schools, we ain't got no industries, we ain't got no factories. You know how you can get them? Let all y'all come together as a sisterhood and say, guess what? Cookie shop shut until I see 2 schools. Do you know how fast them damn schools are?
Look at this guy. It's like a minstrel show. And Umar he don't know how to do no work like that. Look at it. He all tired, gut all sagging down to his knees. He need to cut out looking about 4 months pregnant. 4 months. Down and said, remember those are black gay cows? No. Yeah, black cows, man. Not the white ones. We're gonna get the black cows. I'm getting a black horse and a black, and then stop.
You got to use your cookie power. I'm serious about that. If you say no cookie till the school is built, we gonna eat, sleep, drink, or nothing. Brother Umar, you gonna take it out? Hell no.
Umar's so goofy.
I'm serious. You got to use your cookie power. You keep giving out rewards before the work is done. You know your daughter? Soon as she go up there, you know she a little hot. All she gonna do is pop cookies. Don't sit up. Y'all sending lazy kids to college. I don't understand y'all.
Men into your womb, and you don't give yourself time to fast all that toxicity out, it will drive your ass crazy. And that's why a lot of black women are miserable and nasty as hell, because you failed to realize that in order to give yourself some balance, you got to shut down the damn oven and stop baking cookies every once in a while. Women without strong emotional bonds with their father are more likely to mistake lust for love, especially when the sex is good. He hit that spot, booyah, I love you. No, you don't. You in lust, but you don't know what love is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? That lightning strike, boom! I love you, boo. Women, you got to go on a sexual fast and shut the wound down.
You know, I think there are children here. This is crazy. I thought I heard a baby in the background. This guy is sick.
Shut it down. Some of them too loose anyway. Shut it down. Let's talk about broken verbal and nonverbal. A nonverbal contract is when we dated, you always cook for me. Soon when we got married, you stopped. When we dated, I was able to get at least one cookie a week. Now that you married, I only get one cookie a year. You just broke an unverbal contract. I know y'all said even I couldn't do that. Y'all fresh. So when I go, a woman say, Brother Umar, want to leave, I'm going to say, is he a good provider? Does he take care of the children? Does he love that woman? And if he loved that woman, it's time to pack. Nah, that was just a piece of ass. You sure you want to get that up? Well, I want to find somebody who don't cheat at all. Good luck, boo. And that's why it's good for us not to have sex before we get married. Because if you never know what it is, you don't crave it. And so if you've only had one woman or one man, you can be totally content because you don't know that there's others who are worse or better. But once you've sampled cooking and you've been in all kind of cookie shops, okay, you tend to know whether you want the hard cookies or the soft, chewy cookies. Umar, you fresh. I'm just playing. Now we down to 7. 2 of them are crazy as hell. And I can't risk dating her because she will embarrass me in public. She will be on my car butt-ass naked in the morning trying to get my attention because she think I done cheated. Are you with me? She'll be at my lectures throwing water on my computer and everything. She too crazy. That's right. And when I had my for brothers only, because you know I'm going to do this for the men, I'm going to say, brothers, I'm going to tell y'all something. Some of y'all be dealing with crazy-ass women because the cookies is good. You got to stop doing that because I don't care how good the cookies are. When they bust them car windows out, be all up on your Facebook writing obscenities, you're going to wish you never had none of that oatmeal raisin. You're going to wish you ain't had none of that dark chocolate, that buttered pecan, that almond, that vanilla, that, okay? So that's how that go, ladies. I didn't say don't address it, but be firm and make sure you ain't selling no wolf ticket. Because if I'm in love with you, I know you. I know you ain't going no damn where. This lightning rod, you ain't leaving me. That's why, and we know, 45 minutes. Kids go to sleep, cookies, and everything wake up the next day. Don't open your mouth unless you mean it. Are you with me? Yeah. All right, let's roll.
All right. Wow, y'all. This is crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning on. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Shout out to the mods, everyone who sent their super chats, the super stickers, chats, PayPal. Thank you guys so much. All right.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
What in the world?
FDMG is coming.
No. Oh no.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, no.
It's coming. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
Oh, did he say vanilla? I didn't hear that. I did not hear him say that. All right, yeah, we'll play this one again. I'm gonna listen for him. I did not hear him say vanilla. I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised at all. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Okay, again, thanks to everyone who thanks to the mods. Also, thanks to everyone who supported with the super chats, CashApp, PayPal, and whatever the other thing is. I can't remember right now. Super stickers. I appreciate all the support, and I love y'all. Okay, all right, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Peace.